so far in this first couple weeks.
And a big reason why, in the blowout victory last week against Waynesburg, Kellen Stahl was terrific. 27 of 28, 96.4% completion rate. It was a historic day for the Presidents. 5-0 in conference play.
And like you said, Austin, 27 for 28, over 96% completed passes and 5 touchdowns, especially against your Waynesburg Yellow Jackets. And that set a Division III record. But on the season, he has 167 completions for over 2,200 yards and 15 touchdowns. I'm really expecting a track meet today, and it's all going to start with number 8's ability to find his receivers down the field and get them going early on. 2
veteran coaches with Mike Sirianni in his 23rd season leading W&J. They're receiving votes in the D3Football.com and the coaches poll entering today. Greg Debelak leads the Spartans in his 22nd season. What are the keys for Case Western Reserve to go on the road and be able to grab a huge victory, something that no one has been able to do in conference play at W&J this year?
And for the Spartans, it's all about staying clean. They lead the conference in the lowest amount of penalty yards, and they have the 17th fewest penalties in all Division IIIs, and it's all about containing the quarterback. Can he keep the quarterback in the pocket and not let him extend plays and get out to his playmakers?
Sam DiTilio was not supposed to be the starter for Case Western Reserve at the start of the year, but an injury has forced him to be the lead man. What does Washington and Jefferson have to do on its side of the ball to grab a victory?
And so they got to create turnovers, but also can they limit the turnovers on their own side? With how many plays this offense runs, it's really easy to throw the ball in harm's way, and it's very important to make good reads and good decisions. And most importantly, can they keep the ball in the air? They're averaging over 335 yards per game through the air game. And if they can keep it in Stahl's hands and just let him take over, they're going to be very successful against this Case Western Reserve team.
Mike Sirianni looking for win number 200 in his career at Washington and Jefferson. Will he have some candy in his basket at the end of the night and one more victory on his resume? Kickoff is next from Cameron Stadium.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
What a score! Runs his way into the end zone. It's up to the races to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone again.
W&J to get the ball first with Gabriel Petrozzi, the junior kicker, to boot it away for Case Western Reserve. Washington and Jefferson offense to begin, and sending Joey DiSabato and Luke Edwards back to return. Pivotal BAC matchup. W&J wins. They're one step closer to another conference championship. Back-to-back BAC titles. Case Western looking to hand the Presidents the first loss of the season. And they're both so good at home. We'll begin with the football. And taken from the end zone, DiSabato will bring it out. Past the 15 and upended as he approached the 17. A swarm of tacklers for Case Western. Down to the field and Robert Mangino.
Thanks, Austin. Case Western at this point winning 4 games in a row. They're 3-1 at nighttime, and they're feeling really good about this game. They know they need to stop this RPO that Washington and Jefferson is so effective at. And for Coach Sirianni, it's about winning 200, but then he says it's not really about 200. It's winning this game and the next game that they really need as well. We'll see how things develop.
Yeah, Mangino, he's very concerned about just taking it one at a time, not thinking about it, not putting too much pressure on himself or the team, as on the first play, Kellen Stahl tucks it and throws on a pass that's caught, but DiSabato loses the football after the reception will be ruled incomplete or a fumble. There is a flag at the 20-yard line as well, as DiSabato caught the football, moved upfield, took a shot, lost the ball. And now a discussion from our referee crew. Mike Brenner, our head referee, standing at the 20-yard line trying to sort out the flag as well. Key distinction, did DiSabato make a move upfield, a football move that was enough to distinguish it from being a fumble compared to an incomplete pass?
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. Ineligible player of the passing team downfield. 5-yard penalty, number 73, repeat first down.
So it is ruled incomplete. Ryan Ranello, the center, ruled for being downfield. 5-yard penalty will back it up.
The foul was declined. Second down.
But the penalty was declined, so we will keep it where we started, Alex. We're at the 17.
And Austin, Coach Sirianni talked about how those illegal men downfield is just going to happen with this RPO offense. It's just a matter of just when it's going to happen.
Quick pass, Andrew Sharp, past the 25, and Sharp is able to pick up a first down, and he gains 12 on the swing pass up to the 29. They'll mark him down at the 30. There is a player down, though, for W&J in a lot of pain at the line of scrimmage.
For an injured player.
It's Mekhi Evans, the junior wide receiver. That is being attended to by the training staff, and appears to be in a ton of pain. He's able to pick up 13 on the swing pass to Sharp, as Kellen Stahl, after throwing only one incompletion last week, starts off with a solid completion. Good blocking downfield as well by DiSabato and Peduzzi. As we take a look at the PAC standings entering tonight, the Lone Night game. These are the standings before today's game. W&J 5-0, the lone unbeaten team with Geneva idle this week, preparing for W&J next week at Beaver Falls. Huge matchup, as if Washington and Jefferson is able to win today, that is ultimately for the conference, as Grove City lost to W&J earlier this year. Westminster now 2 losses in the conference to W&J and Grove City. Bethany and Teal 0-5.
And this matchup's so important because you have W&J playing Case Western Reserve, and Case Western Reserve plays Geneva in the last game of the season. So there's a lot of potential switching up of the standings, and Geneva just been the surprise all year long. And now they have a chance next week against W&J, regardless of what happens in this game, to make their move at the very top of the standings, which they have not been at in a very, very long time.
Earlier today, Grove City defeated St. Vincent 59-14. Teal beat Hiram 48-20. Some of the scores from around the conference. Touch on more coming up as well. So we'll let you know what those critical matchups and just 2 weeks after this to determine the conference champion. On first down, Stahl will run it himself. And Stahl is taken down as he made his way to the 33. Picks up 3 on first down.
And they're going to put Kellen Stahl on a couple design quarterback runs. And they're okay with it because the amount of rushing yards that he's had this year has really added an extra dimension to this offense with how accurate he is as a passer, but he's also super effective getting downhill as a runner as well.
On second down, Stahl flushed out far side. Throws downfield, deep pass, it's caught! And running out of bounds, Zach Seaman, the senior receiver, on the reception. He's a big play guy. That's only his 5th catch of the year, but the previous 4 that he had combined for 75 total yards.
And with that previous injury to Mekhi Evans, you're going to see a lot of number 6, Zach Seaman, just escaping up the field as soon as he sees Kellen Stahl roll out to his right. And like you said, Austin, he's their big play guy. He doesn't have a lot of catches, but when he does, they're for big gains.
He's the 3rd complement behind Peduzzi and McCosco in terms of big play. DiSabato more of a over-the-middle type of man, as Sharp takes the carry for a good gain of 6.
And you've liked, as a W&J fan, how much they've been able to run the football this year. Andrew Sharp, Kobe DeRosa, and just all these backs that always come in and just make an instant impact. And with how much they throw the ball, they don't get a lot of options and a lot of opportunities in the run game, but when they do, they make them count.
On 2nd and 4, Stahl looks deep in a double coverage. McCosco makes the catch. And inside the 10-yard line, Jacob McCosco fired up as he sets up the Presidents inside the red zone.
And they call this throw a hole shot because McCoskey, who's working his way up the seam, has just a little bit of time between when he passes that linebacker and before that safety can close. And Stahl just lets that ball rip right before the safety can close, and McCoskey is able to make the grab.
And they hand it off to Sharp, and Sharp still going. Running over defender. Sharp makes his way to the 6. They'll mark him right at the 5-yard line. On 1st and goal, he gains 3. Convoy defender is there to meet him for Case Western Reserve.
And we knew Coach Sirianni was going to be really aggressive this game and run a lot of plays. And right now they're going up tempo, and they're really keeping the Case Western team on their heels.
They put Peduzzi in the slot far side with Sharp remaining the back. Peduzzi now goes in motion towards us. Stahl keeps. Stahl flips. Touchdown. Joey DiSabato on the flip, but there is a flag down on both sides of the field. You got to wonder, was Kellen Stahl past the line of scrimmage? And referee in the end zone also threw his hat. Did DiSabato end up stepping out of bounds before he made the catch? So a couple potential things to sort out.
Illegal forward pass, number 8 of the offense. His entire body was beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw the pass. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. Loss of down, 3rd down.
So it makes it 3rd and goal after Stahl was indeed over the line of scrimmage.
And as a defensive player, you're kind of wondering, at what point do I make a move to go tackle Stahl? But he kind of holds it just too long, lets that defender step up, and obviously the defender steps up because he's already past the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Mason Mell, the senior free safety from Peters Township, is the one that stepped up, ended up leaving DiSabato, but it's because he realized that Stahl was in an area, just couldn't throw the football anymore. So backs up the Presidents. 3rd down and goal. Take the handoff. Stahl looking end zone for Peduzzi. Peduzzi's got it! In the back corner of the end zone, touchdown! John Peduzzi's team-leading 8th touchdown of the year as the Presidents strike on the next play after the penalty.
And this is just an amazing route by Peduzzi, and even better chemistry with his quarterback. Stahl is able to just step up in the pocket, and Peduzzi is so open because of how much time that Stahl had to throw the ball. And inside the red zone, everyone's playing man, everyone's playing up. But Peduzzi's going to win a lot of those matchups, and that's why they always go to him.
And he beat Tyler Fickus, the junior corner, one of the top defenders on the team for the Spartans. But Peduzzi, just too quick. He's able to get past Fickus and put the Presidents on the board first, converting on their opening drive.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
Presidents able to convert on their opening drive as Case Western take the football. Trying to strike right back. Next old Alex Garrett, Robert Mangino alongside from Cameron Stadium. Prime time action in the President's Athletic Conference. 55-degree night. With the sun starting to go down, we fall back with the clocks tonight as well and start the first day of November. It is taken from the 5. And a solid return approaching the 30-yard line. Bo Wolf, the junior, on the return, but Kellen Stahl, 15 touchdowns coming into today, now 16 through the air. Peduzzi continues his streak, the second most touchdowns of anybody in W&J history.
And inside the red zone, teams like to play a lot of man-to-man coverage, and so Tyler Fick is here all on his own, and he's in charge of this entire half of the field. And what Peduzzi's going to run is he's going to run this post and then corner route and then break to the pylon, and that's just a beautifully thrown ball by Kellen Stahl.
The 47th touchdown reception for John Peduzzi in his career, the senior from Hilton Head, South Carolina. As the carry on first down goes for 4 yards. Stephon Lopez, the senior from Essex Falls, New Jersey. Gets the carry, runs right side, and is able to get a couple. Sam DiTilio, the junior quarterback. Came on Ohio in high school. It's one of the best in all of Ohio high school football. He's a big-time player. The junior at 5'11", 190. Likes to run a lot, too, as he rolls out near side. And we'll tuck it and run for the first time. With speed, past the 40 and picks up a first down. It takes 2 defenders to bring him down, including Tyler Primrose, the defensive lineman, with Joey Lacey on the stop. We're starting to see the quickness of Sam DiTilio on his first carry.
And DiTilio is definitely a running quarterback, but you just see that burst of speed that he's almost like another running back there in the backfield. And you're going to see as the course of this game continues, DiTilio is going to get more and more throwing lanes to go whenever he has all this running room that he's taking advantage of.
DiTilio in the shotgun. They use 2 backs, Lopez and Kavsik. Andy Kavsik, a sophomore, 5'9", 180-pound running back. Quarterback draw. Past the 50, and DiTilio moves into Washington and Jefferson territory. He picks up 8 on the scramble.
And this is kind of the new age of quarterbacks nowadays when you have such a dynamic player that always has the ball in his hands and has the option to run. And it seems like a lot of QB draws where it's just designated for the quarterback to run the ball up the middle of the field and just let these receivers run off those secondary players and just let that quarterback work with those linebackers.
He's 11 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions on the season. Has thrown for over 1,200 yards. As he hands it off this time, and nothing. Goes for a loss of 1 for Lopez. It's brought down by Brock Sherman, the leading tackler for W&J. 68 tackles coming into today. Alex, Joey Lacey is the next leading tackler. He has 33. It's a difference of 34 tackles from Brock Sherman to the next closest President's defender.
And Brock Sherman just had such a big impact. And we talked about maybe this W&J defense takes a step back this year, but Brock Sherman has made sure that this defense stays stout in the run game. And they just really evolved as a defense, especially against some really good competition in the past couple weeks.
Lopez remains the back for DiTilio, now standing to the left of his quarterback on 3rd down and 3. DiTilio pulls, looks to escape, throws it, but bounces incomplete. DiTilio was able to get it away before his knee touched down as he was being chased by Primrose, and it sets up 4th down. Punting unit is on for Case Western Reserve.
And important to note here that W&J's defense is going to stay in a safe punt return. They're going to leave Angelo Volumino all the way back deep to potentially just fair catch this ball, but Case Western really likes to go for it on 4th down. And also sometimes they like to throw some fakes in there, so these W&J presidents are not going to let anything happen easily.
High snap for Nick Delfo, the freshman punter, as it will bounce at the 15, and Volumino won't pick it up. It goes out of bounds at the 5. For Kellen Stahl, throwing a touchdown to John Peduzzi on the first drive, but last week, incredible performance against the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets right here in the victory, 56-0. His 96.4% completion rate and 5 touchdowns, that was a record. The best completion percentage in Division III football history. Nick Semptenfelter from John Carroll broke the record at the very start of the year, established a new one, but it didn't take long for Kellen Stahl to knock it down. As he starts out at the 5, and a quick little pass that goes to DeRosa in motion. The running back lined up as a wide receiver in the slot and gains 2.
But also, going back to Kellen Stahl there, people don't realize how hard it is to throw 27 out of 28 passes. And that even goes back to just in practice, throwing against no defense. That doesn't even happen. And it's just the precision that he's had on a week-to-week basis, and he's gone better every single week. Even as a senior on his last year, it just seems like he always gets better, playing against more and more better competition.
DeRosa the back on 2nd down. He gets the call. And DeRosa running on that right side is only able to gain a yard. Drew Maley at tight end out today for W&J. So Roberto Smith, the senior 6'2", 200-pound tight end from Jeanette, out there blocking, wearing number 9 on that right side.
And Roberto Smith is a converted defensive player. And usually what W&J likes to do is take some defensive players and turn them into offensive players turn them into defensive players. And Roberto Smith used to be a linebacker for this team, and now switching to the offensive side of the ball and now getting his chance to play today.
McCosco in motion on 3rd and 6. Stahl with time, steps up, dumps it off. McCosco won't get there. Strong tackle made. Good play. Chukwuka, the corner, the senior 5'9", 180-pound cornerback from Wilmington, Delaware. One of their best players on the outside.
And that punt was such a big deal to put it inside the 5 and back up this W&J offense who's had so much success on that first drive. Now give them some bad field position. And the Case Western defense steps up and now plays a field position game and now get a better chance, hopefully in plus territory.
O.C. Chukwuka forces the 3 and out. Almost blocked the punt. The Spartans, the fair catch called for at the 47. Bo Wolf with just a little bit of traffic around him, but no fair catch interference. In a favorable spot for Case Western Reserve, taking over, Alex, pretty much at the same spot that it ended its last drive, but almost blocks on the punt from Wyatt.
And those are the types of plays that, even though they don't land and you get the block punt, it still just sticks in the punter's mind, just knowing that he has to get rid of it quicker. He's not able to put his full leg strength into it. And especially when you're backed up deep in your own territory, sometimes it's just a catch and just kick the ball right away and not even give yourself a chance to really step into it. But Case Western's playing it correctly, but now can they finish on offense?
Pistol formation for DeTilio on 1st down. Design quarterback run. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard, as he's brought down by Brock Sherman.
We talked about DeTilio's athletic ability, but it seems like he's just getting a lot of touches right now. And it's really hard for him to spread this ball around. It just seems very one-dimensional with everything centered around the quarterback. And you don't want your quarterback taking all these hits all game long. He soon needs to push the ball down the field with his arm.
And this is the way that they do like to play it, where it's a lot of quarterback runs and some option plays as he now will back up and look to throw. Downfield, one-on-one coverage. It is ruled a completion. Will Stack with the catch at the 20-yard line. And a fake from DeTilio, acting like he was going to run it, but throws it downfield into the red zone.
This is a great play design. Runs that option, but pivots out of the option and is able to throw it deep. And that's just a beautiful catch. An even better throw from the Spartans. And DeTilio just always having the ball in his hands. Notices he's the focal point of the offense, steps back and just unleashes one.
Yeah, Will Stack, a little used so far this season, but a big play there. And DeTilio will throw on 1st down. Delivers incomplete. Ball through the hands of Matthew Beidel, the intended receiver.
And that's a lot of the trickery that we're going to see here with Case Western Reserve. And Coach Debelak has been around the game for a very long time, and he's seen a lot of players, a lot of different quarterbacks. And the Spartans are known for having great quarterback play, but it just seems like a different type of style than they're used to.
And a flag comes in right after Case Western Reserve broke the huddle. I think, Alex, they might have had 12 guys in the huddle.
Illegal substitution offense, breaking the huddle with 12 players. Still second down.
Yeah, Mike Brenner noticed it, our head referee, immediately that was the case, and it will spot the ball at the 24. And that's one thing that you don't see a lot of with Case Western Reserve. They're a very disciplined team. They're first in the PAC in penalty yards per game. They're 15th in the country at just over 32. And Greg Devilak says it's because they're a very disciplined team, it's a priority to do things right and not put yourself in bad situations. But now they're seemingly in one again, needing to use a timeout before second down and 15 with 5:44 remaining in the first quarter. We'll step aside with the Presidents leading 7-0, but Case Western Reserve threatening in Washington.
Have a nice day, family. What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair? Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No, annoying! Never. I'm the king of the
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
To learn more, visit gcc.edu.
Both of these teams are on winning streaks. Case Western Reserve of 4, W&J 5. Case Western lost its first conference game of the year. But looking now, on the running play and picking up 2 on the direct snap. Set up third and just a little bit more manageable for an offense that in PAC play averages 40 points per game.
And now you see Detilio as the running back, and then Will Stack getting the direct snap and fakes the pitch to Detilio and then takes it himself. Doesn't really get much on that one, but definitely a different look for this W&J defense to have to account for.
3rd and 13 for Detilio in the pistol. 3 receivers far side. They'll move Lopez to his left. Now send him in motion near side. 3 men on the rush. Detilio steps up. Delivers to an open man at the 15. Running room to the 10. Is it going to be enough to be able to get to the 9-yard line? It looks so. Liam O'Brien, the junior from Norwin, on the reception. And it is being ruled first and goal.
And this is just such a hard play to defend as a defense because it's not really a play, because it's just an extension of the play that was already there, because Detilio just stays in the pocket, moves around, and just extends the play. And so guys are just turning and just running and finding open spots. And that's really hard to stop.
Empty backfield for Detilio. Tight end in motion on the near side. Jack Breyer goes in motion. Detilio, quarterback run. Detilio up the middle. And is able to fall forward to the 4. Gets halfway there.
You got to think that this is going to be 4-down territory, and you know that these Case Western Spartans really want to keep up with the track meet that's going to be with W&J's offense. And can you match the points that W&J puts up? So I'm definitely expecting them for 4 downs here.
They line up with Breyer as the running back. They flip it and around, pushing towards the goal line. Andy Kavsik, the sophomore running back, was able to get to the 2. He gains 2 on second and goal, and a little bit of a misdirection run. A lot of different options in a not a traditional triple option look like we've seen from Geneva for so many years, and around pitch and keep the defense off balance.
And you can't blame Coach Deblack for just trying to get a quick one off. A little reverse there. Doesn't actually fruition because of how disciplined this W&J defense has been so far.
And Derek Schlesch in his 22nd year as offensive coordinator calling the plays. Sends to Tilio, empty backfield. W&J brings pressure to Tilio, throws high and incomplete. He had a man wide open. Brian Caldwell Jr. was wide open in the middle of the field, but Tilio just threw it too high, and the field goal unit has to come on.
Inside the red zone, those windows just get so much smaller, and you just don't have a lot of room for error. And those are the type of things that Tilio definitely wanted to have back. A lot of pressure in his face, not an easy throw by any stretch, but those are ones that you just need to drop inside and get that touchdown on the board.
Gabriel Petrozzi on to attempt a 19-yard field goal. 5 of 7 on the year. Good snap, good hold, Petrozzi's kick. Up and good, make it 7-3. You always wonder, in a game like this, can you settle for field goals and just be able to cut the deficit down, or it always have to be a touchdown and maybe try to be pretty aggressive? And Case Western Reserve is a team that is aggressive on 4th down, but this time opts for 3.
And so far, we just haven't seen that aggressiveness because we just anticipated that they were going to go for it on 4th down. But, I mean, this early in the game, sometimes it's just nice to get that 0 off the scoreboard. And Case Western Reserve just, so far, they like what they see in their defense, other than that first drive, and I think they're okay settling with 3 for right now.
They're 3-1-1 on the road this year, and when you see that, you say, huh, there was a tie that was thrown in there. Yes, indeed, that is the case. There was a tie early on this season when Case Western Reserve ended up playing at Rowan. Weather ended up forcing a tie in the 3rd quarter that ended up just postponing the rest of the game. Another time to make it up. So you take a tie in your first game. Kind of strange, Mancino.
Yeah, it's interesting. Washington and Jefferson 5-1 when they score first, so feeling really good about where they are at this point. We're still waiting to get word on Mekhi Evans. He was helped off the field. They took him straight into the locker room. Wasn't able to put any weight at all on that ankle, and his return at this point is doubtful, but we're waiting official confirmation on that possible return.
Thanks, Mangino, and uses an extra receiver, typically the 4th receiver. It will bring Zach Seaman and Mark Conti onto the field a little bit more often as they go 2 receivers as well as an extra running back, Luke Edwards, into the formation, but communication issues for W&J before first down at the 25 after the touchback will result in a President's timeout. Each side has used 1. With tonight being the final game of the conference slate for this week, Grove City was victorious at home against St. Vincent, 59-14. Teal wins at Hiram, 48-20. Waynesburg all over Bethany, 48-28 in West Virginia. And Westminster beats up on Allegheny, 57-21. Close games in conference play today. This one was expected to be the closest, and about 2:50 left in the first quarter. They've gotten it. Both teams converting on scoring drives. W&J, it's opening possession, stalled out on the second drive, and Andrew Sharp on first down was able to gain 6.
And that's the type of player that they need to get going even more now in this game. Andrew Sharp has done a great job through the first couple weeks of the season. He's kind of simmered down a little bit in the last couple weeks, but man, does he just run so hard through the hole. And they just keep giving him opportunities. I think they should keep sticking with him.
Peduzzi in motion towards the far side. Stahl hands it off. And Sharp lowers his shoulder and picks up a first down. He's able to gain 7. Up to the 37. It is a similar offense compared to last year. One difference is Andrew Sharp and his usage in the offense is the leading rusher in terms of total rushes, approaching 100 on the year. He's over 400 yards rushing as well, plus 8 touchdowns. Kobe DeRosa still used very frequently, but it's been Sharp, the main bell cow. Who gets another call? but falls down for a loss of 2 yards. There was just no running room whatsoever. Grant Liefeld, the left guard, pulled on the play, but nothing there as John Riley. Strong play. Sean Riley on the defensive line to make the tackle. Riley, a senior from Cincinnati.
It just seems like this WJ offense, they kind of just take their turns on who wants to shine so far today. And so far we've seen a lot of Sharp. But then it's just, when Sharp gets stopped, it's kind of, okay, we're okay with putting in Stahl's hand and let him work. And right now, it looks like they're going to let him throw one.
On 2nd and 12. Stahl steps up, taken down. Kellen Stahl brought down with no running room, with Riley once again in on the play.
Spartans defense doing a great job of not having to send a lot of people in the interior of the line, but still able to get to the quarterback. And they're dropping 3 or 4 people in coverage. And they're able to keep these receivers at bay so far and really force this offensive line to step up.
That's the 2nd sack by Sean Riley of the season. On 3rd and 15, Stahl steps up. Stahl loses his footing. Is able to keep the football. Loses it now at the 30-yard line. Case Western Reserve signaling that it has it. As Stahl stepped up and loses it with the Spartans recovering. And one of our keys to the game was turnovers. W&J gives it away. Great starting spot for Case Western Reserve to try to take the lead.
And Stahl just holds onto this ball for way too long. He sees all the pressure coming around, and he just does a lot of pump fakes, keep his eyes downfield, which you're usually told is a good thing. But he just holds onto it way too long and just lets this Case Western Reserve defense get to him, and that ball punch out at the end. And we talked about at the beginning of pregame, turnovers is going to be such a big deal with how many plays this offense runs. You got to be clean whenever you run them.
And it was Joseph Swarm, who we highlighted in the pregame. Now 6.5 sacks on the season, his 2nd forced fumble of the year. Spartans take over. And a quick pass that's caught inside the 10. Liam O'Brien sets up 1st and goal. It's rather Dylan Cave on the reception. The senior from Malvern, Pennsylvania. Over 300 yards on the season, his 24th catch.
And Detilio doing his own RPO. And we talked about WJ's offense and how much run-pass option they do. But Detilio doing the same exact thing, able to find that seam. That's a good play, now inside the 10.
Solomino saved a touchdown. But the first quarter comes to an end with Washington and Jefferson turning it over, and the Spartans of Case Western Reserve trying to take advantage as we go to the 2nd.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
At Loewe, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Loewe apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
When news breaks, KDKA is ready at a moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
This is what we're looking at on the south side. It's the Birmingham Bridge, East Carson Street. Got a roof off of a building.
Breaking down what's happening in your community.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
Giving you the most accurate, up-to-the-minute information.
But let me give you a look at the car that he was driving.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
The start of the second quarter at Cameron Stadium with Washington and Jefferson leading 7-3, but Case Western Reserve inside the 10 with first and goal. Trying to take its first lead. Lopez is the back with DeTilio. DeTilio hands it off. And Lopez might have lost a yard. Brock Sherman drops him for a loss, so we'll call it 2.
And we know that in the middle of the field, middle linebackers always get the most tackles because they're around the football the most, but Brock Sherman's just another level amongst everybody else on this defense in terms of numbers of tackles. And you just see him always getting excited after he finishes the play, and it seems like he's always the first one there.
The lineup, 3 receivers to the far side. Low near side is Caldwell. Pistol for DeTilio. Now they'll move Lopez to his right. Throws him in motion towards the near side. DeTilio has to escape. Far side. DeTilio throws to the end zone. Wide open man. It's caught. Touchdown, Case Western Reserve. It's Will Stack. Spartans take the lead.
From the very beginning, they just forgot about Will Stack. And he's able to just sit there in the back of the pylon and just no one anywhere near him. Seems like he just gets lost in the shuffle. But DeTilio just making the play with his legs, extending that play, giving enough time to deliver the football.
Second touchdown of the year for Stack. It's the 12th thrown by DeTilio. Petrozzi's extra point up and good to make it a 10-7 ball game. How about Case Western Reserve bringing the fight to W&J over the last couple possessions?
For sure, this has been a really weird game so far. And Will Stack just jogs off the line, and Volumino just playing center fielder and had to make a decision. DeTilio looks him off, and there's Will Stack just sitting by himself all the way in the back of the end zone.
And some of the fans here wanted a holding penalty as Nathaniel Kadosh-Harris was working upfield and appeared to potentially have been being held, but not enough to be able to deem a flag from our refereeing crew. As DeTilio was rolling out to the opposite side of where Kadosh-Harris was rushing from. So the President's in an unfamiliar spot that they've been in conference play, trailing 10-7. Fair catch called for, and DiSabato makes it. Spot the ball at the 25. It's an offense that averages 43 points per game, and they're 12th in all of Division III football in total offense, averaging 499 yards per game. That includes 335.5 yards through the air from Kellen Stahl, also 12th in the nation. We've seen a pretty balanced attack so far with Sharp and DeRosa in the backfield with Stahl on first down. McCosco, Peduzzi, DiSabato, the 3 receivers. McCosco lined up far side. They hand it off on first down. A carry for 3 yards for Andrew Sharp.
And WJ has to sustain a drive here and use up a lot of possession and just kind of get back to running all these plays and going hurry up, going up tempo, because it seems like they've really slowed down this offense, which has caused this Case Western Reserve team to really catch up.
Stahl, quick swing pass. It's to Sharp. Saw this play a little bit earlier, and Sharp makes his way to the 30. He's tackled down by Tyler Fickus. Tim Ganakis also in there, the sophomore inside linebacker on the stop. So brings up 3rd down and 5. Presidents taking their time back to the line. And they're in a groove, like to go up tempo. But DeRosa the back on 3rd down. Extra man on the rush for Case Western. Doesn't get there, and Peduzzi on the reception. With McCosco standing strong in the pocket. Moves the chains. Peduzzi dropped at the 35.
This is such a difficult throw by Stahl, who's just kind of waiting for Peduzzi to clear those linebackers. And this opening just happens for a quick second once he hooks around that linebacker and is able to find the open spot.
They'll hand it off. DeRosa has the edge. DeRosa tiptoes his way for a couple extra yards and is able to gain 8.
All this talk about Andrew Sharp, and you kind of forget about Kobe DeRosa, the senior, who does his own work on the ground as well. And I'm looking to see if they're going to keep him on the field and just ride him out for a couple more plays.
2nd and short, DeRosa remains in the game. And he will get it again. DeRosa fighting, but stacked up at the line of scrimmage. Sean Riley, another play. Riley, the senior from Cincinnati, Ohio, went to St. Xavier High School, which very famous high school in Cincinnati. Former Penn State quarterback Sean Clifford attended there. That's DeRosa. Picks up the 1st down. Into Case Western Reserve territory.
Didn't seem like DeRosa was going to get there. The pursuit from the defense seemed like he was going to get stopped short, but how about this little spin move by DeRosa and just falling forward past that 1st down marker and just giving himself a fresh set of downs.
Stahl rolls out far side. Under pressure. Stahl trying to get it away. Stahl goes down. Kellen Stahl sacked by Henry Bush. The senior outside linebacker able to get there for his 1st of the year.
And I talked about earlier in the broadcast how much Stahl does like to tuck it and run it a lot, but just seems like he has no indication that he actually wants to run this football. We've seen him really have his eyes glued down the field to try and find one of his receivers.
It lost 6 as Stahl tries to set up a screen play, but just has to throw it at the feet of DeRosa. Case Western Reserve read it well, and Warren Miller, the defensive coordinator for the Spartans, in his 11th year, really doing a good job of making W&J uncomfortable.
And the scheme is working to perfection right now. And how about the awareness for the defensive line to know it's a screen pass and don't rush up the field to open up that screen lane. Instead, they kind of hang back, they find where the receiver is going to be, and then they just sit in front. Because with this offensive line about to release down the field, Stahl can't throw the ball down the field.
Empty backfield on 3rd and 16. They will line up DeRosa on the far side of the field. Stahl all day to throw, steps up, delivers, pass is broken up. Looking for DiSabato. And the punting unit has to come on. Phil Laverty in coverage. 4th down for the Presidents. Another strong defensive effort from Case Western Reserve.
It is a great play by Laverty because this is a great throw by Kellen Stahl to DiSabato, but great coverage there by the junior outside linebacker and forcing WJ to punt again.
Wyant able to get it away. It's a high kick and a deep kick as well that will bounce inside the 10, and the Presidents are able to down it at the 1. Bo Wolf let it go over his head, and now Case Western Reserve has to go 99 yards to the opposite goal line.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. This is caught. He's got it. What a play. And it's a foot race.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next-door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Better get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Case Western Reserve takes over at the 1. Austin Bechtold, Alex Garrett, Robert Mangino alongside from Washington at Cameron Stadium with DeTilio going under center. He's trying to find some breathing room. DeTilio goes quarterback keeper. And does so. Gains 2 to the 3.
It's kind of bittersweet knowing that you get the stop and then you get WJ's offense to punt the ball, but this is just a great spot by the punter for WJ to put it right inside the 1, and now forcing Case Western to really grind it out and get the ball past the 10 to just give themselves some breathing room.
Yeah, good effort from Rudy Morris to be able to down it. But now if you're Case Western Reserve, you have a little bit more room to be able to operate. The shotgun on second down. Telio will hand it off. Good carry for Lopez. Close to a first down. Looks to be about a half a yard shy. We'll bring up third down.
And I would definitely go with another DeTilio quarterback sneak, just like they did when they were on the 1 yard line. They've gotten some push with Lopez as well, but seems like this is DeTilio's ball he's got to take.
Starts in the pistol. Lopez now goes to DeTilio's right. Man in motion to the far side as well. They hand it off. Lopez fighting. And being signaled first down. Needed 1. He picked up just enough as he ran in Aiden Thomas, but Lopez continued to move his legs forward and just keep on fighting. It's a little bit of an extra push from David Friedman, the left guard as well.
And that push from Friedman was able to push the sticks forward. The official originally didn't spot it very well for the Spartans, but instead chooses to wave them on.
DeTilio rolls out far side. Pass is caught at the 15. Upfield, first down. Able to gain 11. Dylan Cave on the catch.
Case Western starting to go a little bit up tempo, a lot of subbing happening right now to just keep WJ's defense guessing in terms of the package and the formation. We saw in the very first play of this drive, they almost went like a triple option style with 2 wingbacks. Then they also see 4 receivers come out, spread them out. A lot of different looks for the Spartans, who's really making an impact so far early.
First down at the 23. Stack goes in motion to the far side of the formation. 2 handoffs as Kavsic ended up handing it off to Stack. Brock Sherman not fooled at all. Back to the line.
They're trying to see if they can get him with it again. Another reverse play with the 2 handoffs to Stack. And like you said, Brock Sherman always around the football, always such a playmaker for the interior of this defense. And once he sees it once, he's definitely not letting it happen twice.
DeTilio almost got W&J to jump as Presidents were showing pressure. On second down, they bring it. DeTilio, quick pass. It's caught. And Stack makes the reception right at the 27 as he had to fall down to a knee to make it after the pickup of 4. And Greg Debelak did tell us that this is the deepest receiver group I've ever had, where you've already seen O'Brien, Stack, Cave, Caldwell was the intended man in the end zone. We really haven't seen much of Bo Wolf so far. He's the second leading receiver yardage-wise in the matchup, other than on kickoff returns. On 3rd and 6. DeTilio rolls out far side. DeTilio delivers downfield, double coverage, broken up, incomplete. Preston Schrei, the star linebacker, back in coverage. able to get a hand on it and force fourth down.
Attilio rolling out to his right, trying to find somebody down the field, and hasn't really taken a lot of shots down the field, but tries to find a little stack down the field. Dante DeRubo also around the football. Great coverage and pursuit to the football.
Delfo to punt it away with Volmino back deep standing at his own 40. Volmino will let it bounce. And it rolls inside the 45. A good field position for Washington and Jefferson to try to convert as we send it down to Robert Mangino.
Thank you very much, Austin. You know, Case Western doing a really good job of being able to slow W&J's offense down. Aside from that initial drive to get the touchdown, Case Western has really had them on lockdown. What's interesting to note is that Case Western's pass defense is number 1 in all of the PAC. They're only giving up about 175 yards a game in passing offense. And between the pressure they're able to bring down, plus the coverage, they seem to have W&J's number right now.
They're also second in total defense, Mangino, as they hand it off to Sharp on first down. Sharp is able to gain 11 and into Case Western Reserve territory. Good carry for Andrew Sharp, really starting to get the sophomore for W&J. They're trying to get him more involved in this offense, and we're really starting to see it pay off for them. As they give it to him again. And Sharp bouncing off of defenders. Makes it to the 42, and he gains 4.
It seems like kind of the opposite of what we anticipate with W&J. It seems like the pass always opens up the run. But now it seems like they're hoping that the run is going to eventually open up the pass, with Kellen Stahl really struggling in this first half so far. But Andrew Sharp's looking to bail him out.
And they go back to going a little bit more up-tempo with Sharp. Another good carry. Sharp inside the 35. Roberto Smith with a good block to help spring him down at the 32-yard line.
And Sharp gets tackled really, really low on that play. Just comes up a little shaken up, kind of kicking his leg a little bit. We'll see if they get right back to him.
Yeah, Mason Mell on the tackle. They do. Riding Sharp on the drive to the 28 as he gains 4 yards on first down. Now they'll bring DeRosa in. Senior from Laurel High School, was the representative for the Presidents at PAC Media Day all the way back in August at St. Vincent. The Presidents were picked. They're at the top of the PAC. W&J, Grove City, Westminster, the top 14 as they go to DeRosa, hopping over a defender inside the 20. DeRosa lowers the shoulder inside the 15. Strong carry for Kobe DeRosa.
And this is so dangerous for Case Western Reserve because they're playing a lot of zone defense. They're making sure that these receivers don't get over the top of them, but they really leave themselves vulnerable in the run. And right now, DeRosa and Sharp together are really tearing this defense apart.
There you go to DeRosa again. DeRosa, nothing but open space. He will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington and Jefferson. Oh, it parted like the Red Sea for Kobe DeRosa. He even had a blocker in front of him as W&J retakes the lead.
They got to the point that Elijah Staub just didn't even know who to block. No one's anywhere near the football, and Staub just looking around to see if he can even make an effort on somebody, but DeRosa had the most wide open running room I've ever seen a running back have at this level. And Case Western Reserve just looking around, pointing fingers.
Devin Wyatt on to attempt the extra point, which is up and good. I think Mangino maybe had a chance to be able to run through that one if he got the carry. Mangino, you think?
I'm here.
That was just a great job blocking by the offensive line. Mangino, do you think you could have made it through that area if they gave you the football?
I think if that maybe, I think maybe I could have done that. Here's what's interesting. I just told you guys how Case Western has the #1 passing defense in all of the PAC. So what does W&J do? Just run, and get 6.
Yeah, Case Western's run defense gives up just 97 yards per game on the ground. One thing to keep an eye on, though, is kickoff returns. W&J is the best kickoff return team in the entire conference. Case Western is just 10th. They average just 19 yards on kickoff returns. Can Wolf try to change that? Just shy of the 25. So 4:15 remaining in the half. Case Western Reserve down by 4 with 2 timeouts. 2 timeouts remaining on either side.
This needs to be a big response for the Spartans. Right now you got this crowd into it. This W&J sideline is really feeling it. But it's up to this offense for Case Western Reserve to really pull together something to get the energy back on their side.
Shotgun for Detilio. Has time. Throws deep downfield, one-on-one. It's intercepted! Taken away by Dante DeRubo. It's the 6th interception of the year for Dante DeRubo. He came in second in all of Division III in picks. Add another one to his ledger.
DeRubo does an amazing job of just undercutting this route. Dantilio tries to find this seam route, a little bit of a wobbly pass, but DeRubo just steps in front of the receiver, and that's just a great high-level play. Able to high point that football and takes a really hard slam on the ground after he finishes that catch.
The sophomore from right up the hill at Trinity High School makes a huge play for W&J defensively. Back to the President's offense. And back to the ground. It's Sharp. Pushes forward 4-4. You're even having to see Jake Kavsik, the strong safety, the sophomore from Kirtland, Ohio, have to come up and run defense and try to make plays, as right now W&J is winning at the line of scrimmage. Sharp makes his way to midfield.
Sharp back in the game. Looks like he's feeling a little bit better after that last drive. And DeRosa came in, had that big open running room, and then Sharp's like, I'm trying to get in on that action, and then he comes right back in the football game.
3rd and short. Peduzzi in motion towards the near side. They hand it off. Sharp fighting, close to a first down. It's good enough. Move the chains for 3.
And you're kind of just waiting for the inevitable play that Stahl's just going to pull this football and throw it to one of the receivers on the outside. And it's kind of just a matter of time, because right now this run game is really pushing everything forward.
Sharp another carry. This time just for 2. As he's met by Jack Tierney. Andrew Sharp, Mike Sirianni really likes how he's reading the defense a little bit better. He's more patient this year as a running back that really has been able to put his foot in the ground, have a quick step, and avoid defenders, and seen it on the last few drives. As he steps out for Kobe DeRosa to re-enter the game on 2nd and 8. 20 seconds to the 2-minute timeout. DeRosa over the right side. Brought down by Sean Riley to the 40-yard line. Was able to gain 4. It'll be 3rd and 4 following the 2-minute timeout. Washington and Jefferson up by 4, but looking for more at Cameron Stadium.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Mom, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Two minutes remaining in the first half of play. And if W&J does take a lead into the break, they are 157-6 under Mike Sirianni when leading at halftime in his 23 years as head coach. Austin Bechtold, Alex Terrett, and Robert Mangino alongside critical conference game in the PAC. Presidents undefeated at 5-0. Case Western Reserve at 4-1. DeRosa on the carry. Gets away from one defender. DeRosa still going. Bounces it far side. Flag comes in as DeRosa approaches the 20. Was spun out of bounds. Jacob McCosco pleading with the referees not to call a holding penalty, but doesn't seem like he'll win that battle. As he was on the outside trying to further block for DeRosa. And right there, Chukwuocha tangled up.
Personal foul, face mask. Number 4, defense. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, automatic first down.
And that's why they have discussions. Chukwuocha was called for the face mask. And it looks like that's what McCosco was trying to plead. And it's a very costly penalty on Case Western. We've seen a couple today, Alex, where we know that they're number 1 in terms of total penalties. W&J is 8th. They typically average 63 yards of penalties, just 32 for Case Western. Big discrepancy. Puts the ball inside the red zone. DeRosa breaks off one tackle. DeRosa still going. Pile moves forward inside the 5.
Like you said, Austin, Case Western Reserve just one of the least penalized teams in the conference. And right now it just doesn't seem like it because usually they really limit the penalties, those pre-snap penalties, that post-snap penalties, but sometimes in the flow of the game, things just happen. And so far, that's kind of what we're seeing.
And Greg Debelak said the keys to the game were forced turnovers, have big plays. We know about the total penalties as well and how that can factor in as W&J just continues to let the clock wind down on second down and goal. Why not? And try to expire as much time as possible in case Case Western will get it if W&J strikes on the next 2 plays as they go to DeRosa. DeRosa bounces it near side. DeRosa into the end zone for his second touchdown of the day. And Washington and Jefferson extends the lead.
DeRosa already having 1 touchdown. This one he had to work just a little bit harder than he did on the last touchdown, but doesn't see anything in the middle. Bounces out wide. And it's very tough right now for this Case Western Reserve D-line to really catch up with this run offense. Just doesn't seem like they have an answer for either one of these running backs.
And we know how good their secondary is. Number 1 pass defense in the conference, but it's the defensive line against the offensive line at W&J. That was a key matchup to keep an eye on, and right now it's the Presidents that are winning up front. DeRosa, 10 touchdowns on the ground, 11 total on the season. Also has 1 receiving touchdown, but now in double figures. DeRosa and Sharp have combined for 18 rushing touchdowns for the Presidents this year.
They've just been a great tandem, and you kind of see nowadays in the NFL, especially these 2 running back systems, and you kind of need a 1-2 punch. You see with like the Detroit Lions, you have 2 guys that do completely different things. But then with W&J, it seems like Sharp and DeRosa kind of have the same quality.
And it's funny because Gabe Primrose just ran off of the field, and we can hear as our booth is right by where the W&J offense sits. And, Alex, you could hear him yelling, "I'm a president," as he went over to the bench and was slapping hands with the bench as Primrose started his career. There's the 12th man, all fired up. Yeah, he's excited that Gabe Primrose is here because he started his career at Case Western. But the junior that only played one game there is now here for W&J and helps bring the blocking to help DeRosa reach the end zone as Wolf goes out of bounds as he approaches the 30-yard line. And a little bit extracurricular on that side after the play, but 53 seconds, 2 timeouts for the Case Western offense to work with. Their kicker, Gabriel Petrozzi, hit a 50-yarder last week against Teal, was 1 yard shy of the Case Western reserve record. He's 5 of 7 on the season, including 2 of 4 from further than 30 yards. And the W&J sideline trying to hype up its defense. Bertilio threw his 6th interception of the year, last time out. He looks to throw on first down. And DeTilio looks to take another shot, incomplete though. Looking for Stack over the middle, right at the W&J logo.
After that last interception, DeTilio is really passive with the football right now. He doesn't want to overthrow anybody. This W&J secondary is definitely athletic, and they really close the space very, very quickly. Seems like the 12th man really got this sideline riled up because they're excited.
1 receiver far side, 3 near side. Lopez the back for DeTilio on second down. Has time, delivers over the middle. Pass is caught. Breaks off 1 tackle. Cave still going. Cave first down as he gets to the 40. Brought down by DeRubo on the gain of 10. Quickly to the line for DeTilio. 30 seconds and counting. And a little bit of confusion on the Case Western side as the clock now stops at 27.8. But what is the confusion? So 38 seconds will be placed on the clock now. They will put on another 11 seconds as inside of 2 minutes when you pick up a first down, the clock is supposed to stop to spot the ball. So now 38 seconds. We'll start on the signal and ready for play. And now we'll roll. DeTilio rolls out near side. DeTilio looks to throw downfield and complete. Was looking for Bo Wolf. Covered well by W&J in the secondary. DeRubo and Jalen Broxy, the strong safety in coverage.
Both safeties have done a great job of just playing that center field and just forcing DeTilio to make a decision on where he's going to get the football. Broxy and all these secondary players so far for W&J have done a great job of keeping the receivers in front of them.
29 seconds. Pistol for DeTilio. Now moves Lopez to the left. It's actually Kavsik the back. DeTilio under pressure. Backpedaling. Throws it up for grabs. Incomplete. DeRubo came back for the football as him and Stack were fighting for it. Ends up going over top of both players to kind of go back to the ball just a little bit too much.
Trying to make something happen. Very, very dangerous because of how good DeRubo is in coverage and also playing the football just like he did on that last interception. And he's got to be careful. DeTilio's got to be careful because if you throw a pick, there's really nobody else in front. And you don't want to give up another score before halftime.
Brock Sherman with the hit as DeTilio was delivering the football on 3rd down and 10. Ball at the 40, needing to get to midfield. DeTilio steps up, delivers a wobbler downfield. He had a man, but it's incomplete. He just threw it a little bit too far. So take another look. DeTilio had a chance, but you wonder if the hit also affected the throw.
You should have seen how Bo Wolf just got on his horse and tried to make an attempt at there because DeTilio really threw that super far away from where Bo Wolf was originally.
So Nick Delfo will punt it away, but first W&J calls a timeout before the punt. You think in this instance, if you're the Presidents, there's two ways that you can go about it. Try to block the punt and force a big play on special teams, or set up a return, because if you send everybody on the rush, you're also exposing yourself to potential roughing the punter penalty. 15 yards, could be running into as well, but wonder if that's a little bit of the discussion for W&J before the punt is set away.
But it's either you rush the punter and try and get the block and just have no blockers for your kick return or punt return, or you just focusing on the return piece and just letting the punter just have free will and his free time. But I think it's going to be, they're going to try and set up a return.
That's the way it looks, with Volmino standing on his own 10. Case Western in protection for the punt with Delfo getting it away cleanly. It's a low kick that will bounce inside the 20 and further rolls to the 15 with 3.7 remaining on the clock. Probably just one kneel down, and Presidents will take it to the break. It is pretty remarkable, the level of consistency for W&J coming out of halftime. They're 157-6, 963 winning percentage. Went up at the break under Mike Sirianni, looking for win number 200 in his career. The Presidents are halfway there, and a 21-10 lead against the Spartans. The 8-time PAC Coach of the Year, Mike Sirianni, fifth longest tenured head coach in all of Division III football, has his team up by 11 and standing by with Robert Mangino.
Coach, a few struggles on the passing game, but the running game's been great so far.
Yeah, I mean, we have to adjust what they're doing. It's just a game of chess. I mean, they're taking away our RPOs, making us hand the football off, and we were able to do that. And I mean, it's a long way to go, though. We got to adjust to whatever they want to do in the second half.
Nice momentum swing with that big interception.
Yeah, Dante's played great all year. That was a big play, and we're going to need some more.
What do you tell the guys?
Keep playing, man. This game is not over. This is a great team, best team we played all year, and we were expecting a 60-minute game.
All the best to you. Thanks very much, Coach. Austin?
Thanks, Mangino. The best team that they've played all year, as Case Western Reserve started out strong and delivered the first punch to W&J, but it's been the Presidents that have responded with multiple jabs back to take a 21-10 lead at the half.
In every corner of KD Country.
Reporting in Monongahela.
In Derry Township, Westmoreland County. Wherever news happens that impacts you.
This is a live video from McKeesport.
Your community.
Crews are on the scene of a large water main break in Banksville.
Your family.
We're a community. Taxpayers, our children go to the school district.
You can count on KDKA to be there.
Reporting in Aliquippa.
In Clareton.
In Wilkinsburg.
Reporting in Center Township.
Watch KDKA TV News.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Welcome to halftime here at W&J, where the Presidents are leading Case Western 21-10. It was a quick start for W&J to go up 7-0, and then 10 straight points for Case Western, and then quick 14 for W&J to get us to this halftime score. We are now going to turn things over to Austin, where he had an opportunity to sit down with Kobe DeRosa during PAC Media Day. It just so happens that Kobe today, 10 rushes, 77 yards, 7.7 yards a carry, and he has 2 touchdowns. Perfect performance for this halftime interview.
Welcome back to our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference here. Austin Bechtel joined alongside senior running back for the Washington and Jefferson Presidents, Kobe DeRosa. And Kobe, the Presidents have had a ton of success over the last couple of years with you at the helm of it as well. What do you think has been the main key for the offense under Coach Sirianni for you guys to be PAC champions last year?
We just really have a fast-paced offense. We just keep moving. We don't like to stand still. We like to keep coming at defenses, and we have a lot of good receivers on our team and a lot of good athletes. And we'd had great quarterbacks, and especially our defense too. Just all around our whole team, we're just filled with athletes. And now we lost a lot of guys, but we plan on having a pretty good team when we get them back.
Your football journey, where did it begin, and how has it progressed to the point where you chose W&J?
Well, I started at a small school at Laurel, and I was a quarterback there. So just looking for schools, it was hard trying to find someone that would work with me, just being an athlete going in there. And so when I got to W&J, they really weren't sure what position they wanted me to play. And I just thought it would just be the best for me to just play running back and just try to develop there, because I was a bigger guy and I knew I just couldn't play receiver, and quarterback just wasn't my thing. So it just a lot of hard work and a lot of transitioning, especially playing at the next level now. Was it a difficult transition? Yeah, definitely a lot faster, because I just never played against guys this big and this fast, just playing small ball all the time. So it was just really hard. Talk about the team a little bit last year. What are some of those steps that you want to take from last season to this season, especially with you maybe more in a featured role? You played a ton last year, but still might be dependent on as the bell cow this year. Yeah, I just want to take a lot of responsibilities for the games we lost last year, because we never had a solid or efficient run game. Our pass game was there. Just when we get big leads, we tend to lose those just because we couldn't control the football and we just couldn't keep things going. So I just hope we just have a better run game this year, and I think we have the guys to do so. Coach Sirianni said that you have a huge chip on your shoulder. You alluded to it a little bit, but why is that? Why is there such a big chip? I just think we just get disrespected every single year. We always got to fight to get in that top 25, even though I think last year we were beating teams in there and we still just weren't getting in there. So I just think they disrespect us a lot, and there's a lot we still need to prove, and I think we could really go out there and do something special this season. Yeah, and how do you think you could do that in the first couple of games of the year as well, with a couple of difficult non-conference matchups? Yeah, well, we play old defensive coordinator, so that's going to be a fun one. I know our defensive guys are ready for that. And then we play Grove City early, which that's going to be a fun one. It always is, especially at their place. 2 years ago, we played there, and there was a lot of people there during their homecoming. Yep. So I expect sort of the same thing and just another good football game. We're talking to Kobe DeRosa of Washington and Jefferson. Take me behind the curtain. What's a day in the life like playing for W&J? A day in the life at W&J, a lot of film, a lot of team walkthroughs. We like to do stuff together. Coach always says that a team full of brothers is going to be like a really hard team to beat. So we just like to do a lot of team activities and just stay together, just do stuff as brothers.
What's one of your favorite memories being a part of the Presidents so far? I'm sure there's a ton to pick from.
Yeah, there's a lot. I would just say like getting the opportunity to go to these away games and like stay overnight in these hotels, like some of the stuff that these bigger programs do, it was pretty cool. So going to play Case Western last year, we got to stay overnight from the far drive, and a playoff game, we got to stay overnight. That was just a cool time being with all my teammates.
What do you enjoy most about the campus and the school that has allowed you to be here for 4 years and want to be here?
Really just my teammates and coaches. I get along with all of them very well, and it's a really small community, so we just really are out there just having fun and playing football and just doing what we like.
So going into this year, obviously Jake Pugh no longer a part of the team. How do you think that you guys can make up for that? Obviously, McCosco back, Peduzzi back. Still a lot of talent on the offensive side of the ball, but also Dawson Dietz not being a part of it. How do you think that the program needs to ultimately keep the consistency this year that it had last year and win another championship?
Yeah, we have a lot of shoes to fill on the defensive side of the ball, but offensively, I know we're going to have a new quarterback, but I think Coach has such a good offense where we get the ball out quick and we're just always pushing it on these teams that I think no matter who we have back there, and I know we have a lot of guys returning too on like at receiver, so I think we should just be just fine next year.
What are your future goals once you retire and graduate?
I'm a business major right now, but I recently just changed my mind. I want to get into nursing. I want to go to nursing school when I'm done. So
why's that?
So I grew up with my great-grandparents, and these past couple of years, they recently passed away. And just being around them at the nursing home and just seeing how much work it takes just to take care of all those people, it just really inspired me to try to do it myself.
With those life events for you, how has your family inspired you?
They're always so supportive of me, like just getting me everything I need. So like my sister, she really just takes care of me the most. So I just got to say thanks to her. Like she's just done everything for me, like getting me ready for school and like get me back and forth, making sure I have money and stuff like that. Because it's hard just to be a student athlete and find a job and play football and do all that, especially at the D3 level when you don't get much. So just getting the help and support from my family is always great.
Kobe, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Kobe DeRosa of Washington and Jefferson, running back for the Presidents.
John Shumway is the most passionate transportation reporter in Western Pennsylvania. He could almost be a traffic engineer. How do I need to get to where I need to go? Should I leave early? And he makes sure that people understand what's important to them. His experience in the Pittsburgh area and his familiarity with all of the roads, John becomes almost an extension of our staff, getting the message out there.
Watch John Shumway on the KDKA TV Morning News.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eServicesTech.com today to organize your organization.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters called the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here. We live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest. It's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Students come to Westminster with goals as unique as we are. Some know the career we want, like Jaheim, who's going to be a physical therapist. Some know the major we want, like Tori, a double major in marketing and math. And for some, the goal is figuring it out, like Mia, who found a great fit and exciting career path as a psychology major. But no matter how we get here, we all graduate the same way, ready to succeed. Westminster College. Real experiences, real success.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play. And it's a foot race.
And welcome back to Cameron Field. Washington and Jefferson up by 11, 21-10. It is halftime, and I am joined by Dub J. Coming up now, the PAC top plays from last week. I got a play for you from this week that may make it for next already. Dante DeRubo and that interception. What were the plays from last week? We're about to find out.
Welcome into this week's top 5 plays around the PAC. I'm Ethan Spazorski, and we're not in the studio again this week, but that's just fine. The top 5 plays are still going to be top tier, so let's get right into it. The number 5 play takes us to Beaver Falls for a 2-point lead. Number 3, Liam O'Brien is going to find wide receiver Sam Detelio for the Case Western Reserve Spartans, not only for a deep play touchdown, but one that was 51 yards in length. The number 2 play, we're back in Geneva where we have another 50-plus yard touchdown. This time it's Romano Talax, the leading receiver in all of the NCAA in Division III in passing, gets another touchdown and allows Geneva to win this one 75-28. And the number 1 play this week, it belongs to the Grove City Wolverines, and more specifically Seth McGroarty and Ethan Riley, as Grove City finds the game's first touchdown to help Grove City win 14-7 over Westminster. That's going to conclude this week's top 5 plays around the PAC. I'm Ethan Spazorski, and as always, I appreciate you for listening in. We'll see you next week, same time, same place, for another top 5 plays around the PAC.
And just got official word from the sidelines that Mekhi Evans is out for the rest of the football game. It was a knee injury that will keep him out. And now, how about this? Austin, you gave the stats overall for W&J leading at halftime. So far this season, they're 5-0 when coming out of halftime with the lead.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, means, you know, when you can go into the locker room with an advantage, be able to hold on to it, and make second half adjustments. As we welcome you back up inside the broadcast booth, Austin Bexel and Alex Terrett joined alongside with Robert Mangino down on the sideline. Case Western Reserve, really good pass defense, but even Greg Debelak told us he wanted to make sure that it was the defensive line that was winning up front. He was a little bit concerned about it, at least a lot more confident with his secondary. Starting to see that unfold.
And Joseph Swarm with another sack, and that's his 6th game in a row with the sack this year. And they've done a really good job of neutralizing the pass attack, but they've really been getting gashed in the run game. Over 245 yards given up on the run already. They got to do something different if they want to stay in this football game.
Yeah, W&J, a really strong team in terms of time of possession. Part of the reason why is because they've had so many big blowout wins so far this season against some of the PAC opponents that they've played, but right now, the total possession time is 16-14. Pretty even, but when you look at the total offense on the ground, that's what's just so significant with Washington and Jefferson's total offense over 224 yards. Case Western is at 139, but they're not running the football well. 13 carries for 41 total yards for a team that prides itself on being able to run the football. Is a little bit more run-oriented this year than it was in previous years. Well, we know W&J likes to sling it around. Kellen Stahl finding John Peduzzi from 8 yards out for the first score of the game. Case Western scored the next 10, though, as they were able to capitalize on a field goal with 2:50 left in the first quarter of play. That was followed up by DeTilio finding Stack from 9 yards out to take the lead, 10-7. As DeTilio's had a ton of rollouts so far this year. That back corner of the end zone has been busy with Peduzzi and Stack, both catching their touchdowns in that area. But Kobe DeRosa followed it up with 2 touchdowns of his own. This one with no one out in front of him from 13 yards away. And DeRosa, with a minute left to go in the first half, was able to find the end zone again. But it was set up by the Dante DeRubo interception. DeRubo with an incredible year, the sophomore from Trinity, with his 6th pick of the year. His 5th coming into today was second in all of Division III, and it led to DeRosa finding pay dirt once again as we get ready for the second half of play. Washington and Jefferson received the ball. The first half, it'll go to Case Western to begin the second half when you return in a moment.
KDKA is ready at a moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Students come to Westminster with goals as unique as we are. Some know the career we want, like Jaheim, who's going to be a physical therapist. Some know the major we want, like Tori, a double major in marketing and math. And for some, the goal is figuring it out, like Mia, who found a great fit and exciting career path as a psychology major. But no matter how we get here, we all graduate the same way, ready to succeed. Westminster College. Real experiences, real success.
Moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
In a 21-10 game, the team trailing. Case Western Reserve will receive the football with Bo Wolf and Jake Kavsick back deep. To take it on the kick from Liam Campbell, the junior who handles the kickoff responsibilities with Devin Wyatt. The man responsible for kicking and punting, it's Campbell, booting it back deep and being taken from the 6. Kavsick. Big hit delivered at the 30. Wolf that ends up on the return. Kavsick helps lead the way. We sent it down to Mangino. What did you learn from the Case Western Reserve side?
What Case is looking to be able to do is try to figure out how to stop this run now. They feel pretty good that they were able to stop the pass, and now it's about stopping the run. No more turnovers, and this drive, critically important. They got to get points.
So they start out 1st and 10 at the 28. 2 receivers each side, one in motion. It's O'Brien to the far side. DeTilio looks his way, and the catch is made. O'Brien, 1st down and more. O'Brien up to the 45. Good gain for Liam O'Brien, and there's a simple throw for DeTilio to get his out of his hands, and O'Brien, nothing with open room. Good blocking downfield.
That's a great way to start this half. get O'Brien out in the flat and just watch him burst up the field, and now already approaching midfield and get a fresh set of downs.
Quick pass from DeTilio. And out of bounds, Will Stack is able to move into W&J territory to the 49. It picks up 6.
And it's a good change of tempo here. Just getting the ball out quickly for DeTilio, who really held the ball a lot, especially during that end of that first half. Just getting the ball out quick, letting these playmakers just make something happen and just make a lot of yards after catch.
Tight end in the formation as well, with Lopez standing to the right of DeTilio. On second down, it's a designed quarterback run. DeTilio originally ran into a wall of defenders, but the pile keep pushing forward to the 46. Will be a yard shy. A third and manageable for a run-heavy offense. First in rushing offense in the PAC, averaging 172 yards per game on the ground. They only had 41 in the first half.
I think what this offense needs to do is just keep being creative, keep throwing a lot of different looks at this defense and trying to see what sticks here in the second half.
They also convert on third down 43.5% of the time, but were 2 of 6 over the first 2 quarters. On 3rd and 1, they hand it off. Then a first down. Stephon Lopez keeps his legs churning for 3 yards.
And W&J is going a lot of press man coverage, having their secondary really up and close in the face of these receivers. And they're just kind of daring DeTilio to really pull one and throw over the heads of them because they believe that their athletes can make something happen in the secondary, but that's just not who Case Western Reserve is. They're going to keep running the football, and they're going to keep it on the ground.
DeTilio steps up, loses the football, being rolled a fumble. It's picked up by W&J. Brock Sherman falls on the football and forces another turnover.
What a play here by this defensive line, who's just been in the face of DeTilio all day long, and Kadosh Harris just does an amazing job of putting his hands up and going through the arm of DeTilio. And that ball is right on the ground, and guess who picks it up? And that's Brock Sherman, who always is around the football. We've said it all day long, even in this first half, and now always holds true even in the second half.
Kadosh Harris now with 4.5 sacks on the year. Second fumble recovery for Brock Sherman. President's offense takes over, and Sharp is able to gain 4 on first down with the drive starting at midfield. Now this is an opportunity with Daniel King, the Mount Lebanon product, on the tackle for the Presidents to really try and deliver an early knockout punch. Mike Sirianni said game's definitely not over, and there's still a lot of football still to be played, but you could find a way to make it a 3-score game. Significantly increases your chances. With Stahl, looking deep for Peduzzi, but throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Good coverage by Tyler Fickus. Is with him step for step.
And this should be the time where you lean on the run game the most, having this lead, getting the ball back on the turnover, but this W&J offense, they need to throw the ball because that's just what they do best. They don't average over 330 yards per game through the air for no reason. And they're going to continuously go to number 15 and number 14 because they're the ones that make the plays in the secondary.
DiSabato goes in motion towards the near side. Stahl to Peduzzi. First down. Peduzzi inside the 35. And it gains 14 to the senior from Hilton Head, South Carolina.
And Peduzzi coming in at 6'3" and running those curl routes right over the middle of the field. It's such a easier time for your quarterback to find you when you just have a bigger target and always strong hands.
Stahl hands it off at Sharp. And Sharp stacked up at the line. He ends up losing a yard. Good initial push from Daniel King and others. As the numbers are down for Peduzzi and McCosco compared to last year. McCosco's pretty steady, over 50 catches on the year and 700 yards receiving, but just the 4 touchdowns. Last year, both receivers went over 1,000 yards. It was the first time that a duo had ever done that in W&J history, and they're perfectly okay with it. As long as the team is winning and the running game helps to carry the attack, they're still going to get their numbers and have significant plays, but it's really a lot more of a balanced offense this year, and however you can pick up the yards, you do it. As Peduzzi makes one move, makes another move. Peduzzi down to the 10. He's inside the 10, and he's brought down at the 9. John Peduzzi from Kellen Stahl. Another big chunk play for the two seniors.
The run game and the pass game always work hand in hand. And as soon as you get the run game going with Sharp, now those linebackers start to take an extra step forward and leave those passing lanes open for Stahl to expose.
Stahl keeps, looks, fires, caught. It's Peduzzi, sits down at the 1. Gains 8. Pistol formation with Sharp the back. Sharp to the goal line, short. Now the ruling touchdown. Sharp was able to extend the football past the goal line. He's in for the score. Andrew Sharp, 9th rushing touchdown of the season. And W&J takes advantage of the turnover.
Didn't seem like Sharp really got there originally, but the officials giving it to him in his favor. And he's just able to reach out at that last second. And once he gets that ball to cross that plane, which you see right there, that's all you need in order to get the touchdown signal.
It was Daniel King that was trying to drag Sharp out of the end zone. Those two played high school football against each other, Baldwin and Mount Lebanon. It's the Baldwin product that gets the best of Lebo. Andrew Sharp finds the end zone, and with 10 minutes remaining in the third quarter, Washington and Jefferson up 28-10, trying to continue its unbeaten streak in the BAC.
There's a connection between this station, these call letters, and this region that is relatively rare. A lot of us have been here for a long time, so we're not just pronouncing, here's what's happening to you. We're as invested in it as you are, for all of us in Western Pennsylvania.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
In 2 weeks, D3 college football returns as the Bethany Bison visit the Allegheny Gators for our season finale. Saturday, November 15th at 1 p.m. Only on KDKA+.
The W&J dance team cheering on a 28-10 lead for the Presidents, and Mike Sirianni on his way, at the moment at least, to win number 200 in his career, the 9-time PAC champion. Made 12 NCAA playoff appearances. If Washington and Jefferson can win the conference, win this game, win next week against Geneva, it will do just that and extend it to 13 playoff appearances under Sirianni. As off a hop, it's picked up by Wolf, and Wolf evades a couple of players and goes down at the 20-yard line, as it's been a historic career for Mike Sirianni. His 23rd season leading the Presidents, an .806 winning percentage. Won the PAC 9 times, been in the playoffs 12 times. He's the 5th longest tenured head coach in all Division III football. He comes from an incredible bloodline of coaches. We talked to his dad before the game as well, saying he's so proud of his 3 sons. Coaches at all 3 different levels: high school, college, and the pros, where it's hard to top a Super Bowl that was won by Nick and the Philadelphia Eagles last year. But Mike Sirianni making his family very proud and coaching up a unit that has had all the answers for the second and third quarter, as Attilio only makes it back to the line from Rose on the stop.
And it's just kind of been all Presidents in the second half so far. And right now it's a really big struggle for this offense for Case Western Reserve to just get anything going. And their most success they've seen have been in those short routes where they really fake the run, sell the run, and then they just get one of their backs to leak out into the flats.
Second down for DeTilio, who steps up, tries to get away. DeTilio will scramble. DeTilio picks it up the first down. He's still going. DeTilio to midfield before he's finally brought down by Joey Lacey. What a great run for Sam DeTilio, who is the leading rusher for the Spartans on the season. And big plays needed to be in the recipe for Case Western Reserve. There's one right there.
And that's just the spark they needed. Just able to shake off tacklers and tries to break away, but that's just that big push that they needed. DeTilio just to make something happen. They're just going to focus on him trying to extend plays.
Lopez the back in the pistol. Case Western Reserve thought that Antoine Smith might have jumped off sides, the junior defensive end. A flag called. And on first down from the 49, DeTilio to throw. One-on-one, trying to take a shot for Caldwell, and Caldwell's got it at first. The ball comes out at the end. Still no whistles yet, as it's picked up by Case Western and out of bounds. There was no whistle after Caldwell was out of bounds, and Sam Coleman pushed him out. And it is being ruled a fumble recovered by Case Western Reserve, as that is a catch for Caldwell, but knocked out by Coleman a couple of yards further down the field as the hand fighting continued, and it ends up resulting in the Spartans having the ball at the 10.
And even the W&J sideline had no idea that ball was still in play. But Case Western Reserve able to jump on it, and now all the way inside the red zone after that play.
Yeah, heads up play. There were no whistles blown. They send Wolf in motion to the far side. DeTilio keeps it. DeTilio evades Smith. DeTilio goes down. He couldn't get away from the second effort. Rudy Morris. And they're on the sack.
A lot of ups and downs here for Case Western Reserve as an offensive unit. You get that big play, that big splash play. They get saved by recovering their own fumble. But that's just the type of negative play that we've seen a lot with DeTilio. Because of all the plays that he tries to make by extending it, sometimes leaves him susceptible to those big sacks.
It's a loss of 5. Second and goal from the 15. DeTilio throws to the end zone, has a man caught at the 1. And a big hit that was delivered by Rudy Morris on the reception. It's Waite, the back, out of the backfield. Mitchell Waite able to pick up 14 after the sack.
And Rudy Morris just does whatever he can to hopefully jar that football loose. Well, that's just big, strong hands to keep it down at the 1.
DeTilio under center. Quarterback sneak. Can they push the pile into the end zone? DeTilio's in. Touchdown, Case Western Reserve. Great response by the Spartans. DeTilio, his 5th rushing touchdown of the year. He's able to find the end zone after he extended the drive himself on the long run to midfield. He's able to get the touchdown back. The defense just allowed on the ground to Sharp. Petrozzi on to kick the extra point. Up and good with 6:38 remaining in the third quarter of play. Still a lot of football left in an 11-point game. Same spot we were in at half, 28-17. W&J in front.
In every corner of KD Country.
In Wilkinsburg.
Wherever news happens that impacts you.
In Derry Township, Westmoreland County.
Your community.
Reporting in Aliquippa.
Your family.
Reporting in Center Township.
In Clariton.
Watch KDKA TV News.
At Loewe, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Loewe apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Loewe to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
jumps into the end zone for the touchdown.
Relive the best moments of the 2025 D3 college football season. Every highlight, every big play are now streaming on JRM Sports YouTube.
Touchdown! What a run! 28-17 after Case Western Reserve's touchdown. We were on the field before the game talking to Greg Debelak, and I asked him, is there going to be any trick plays? Is there going to be any trickery to try to catch W&J off guard? And he says, well, I like going for it on fourth down, and we'll see. Ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe you see a surprise onside or something that Case Western Reserve does to try to catch W&J a little bit off balance. So we'll kick it deep. And it's taken by DiSabato at the 10. DiSabato still going. And he's back down at the 29. And defensively, for Case Western Reserve. See if they try to mix up the blitz. Don't want to be predictable when they do blitz with Warren Miller calling the defensive shots. We really have not seen a lot of Joseph Swarm in the second half and really in the last two quarters after made a big play in the first quarter. A little bit quiet since. As Stahl to throw, it's to Peduzzi. Out of bounds, close to a first down.
And with the development of this run offense for WJ, kind of leaves a lot of man coverage, a lot of one-on-ones on the outside. And Kellen Stahl always has the check to go straight to that on the outside with Peduzzi and McCosco, just always having one-on-one. And it's called free access. They want to just get them the ball right away.
It was good enough to gain 10 yards. Same play, back to Peduzzi, tiptoes the sideline, close to midfield. Needed the 49, and on back-to-back plays, they get 10.
And with the deep threat option for Peduzzi and McCosco, especially for number 15, these corners just really have to just backpedal instantly as soon as that ball snaps. And now you're just going to watch the coverage just move up. Tyler Fickus just in the face of Peduzzi, not going to let that happen for a third time.
And O.C. Chukwuocha not thrown his way a lot as they go down the field, intended for Peduzzi, incomplete, as they're really trying to pick on Fickus because Chukwuocha, the senior from Wilmington, Delaware, has really had a nice season for them. And both corners have, but in this matchup, they're just trying to go right at Tyler Fickus. And with two strong corners, and Fickus really just trying not to throw his way. Stahl delivers underneath. That's Roberto Smith, the tight end, getting away from a defender. Smith puts his shoulder right into Fickus and is able to pick up 12 yards. Roberto Smith, just his third catch of the year, playing for the injured Drew Maley at tight end.
And this past weekend was National Tight Ends Day. Roberto Smith finally getting some action here. And he just lays the hit at the end and just gets his sideline excited for him.
They go to DeRosa. Hits away from the first defender. DeRosa, stiff arm, out of bounds. Try to push Mason Mell out of the play, and there's a defender down now for Case Western Reserve. It's Daniel King. That's being assessed, and DeRosa let him know about it at the end of it. Run only did pick up 3 yards. Second down and 7. Really important for Case Western Reserve to be able to hold here defensively, as it's starting to get cold. Just past 8 o'clock, 47 degrees, but it feels like is lower than that as the sun completely set in Washington. We will turn the clock back tonight. Get your extra hour of sleep. Ain't that nice?
It's always nice, Austin. Get an extra hour.
We all need more sleep in our lives, don't we? Don't you think they should have like a 25th hour so we can have another hour of sleep? Well, that's what we get tonight. I know I need it.
That's yeah, good job, Austin.
I think the crowd agrees, yes. Fully agree, more sleep. As Daniel King is able to jog off to the sideline. DeRosa remains the back on 2nd and 7. Stall goes his way. DeRosa up the middle. Not much there as it's Joseph Swarm on the tackle. The senior from Potomac Falls, Virginia.
Now they're going to bring in Sharp. Just another change of pace. Sharp's had a lot of great work on the ground in between the tackles. DeRosa's just been a lot more successful outside the tackles. And right now on a 3rd and 5, they have a lot of guys in the backfield trying to help out and block.
They need the 29. All 3 backs in the backfield. DeRosa, Sharp, and Edwards with Kellen Stahl that are primarily used in the offense. Peduzzi and McCosco, the wide receivers. They hand it off to DeRosa, who is still fighting but doesn't get there. Forward progress will spot him at the 32. So he's only able to get 2, and he needed 5. So a decision for W&J. You're really in that range where Devin Wyatt's long is 39. He's also had 1 field goal block this year. Do you attempt the long field goal, which could be risky, or do you go for it on 4th down? The offense will remain out there on the field.
And that's the higher percentage, is just go for it. You've had a lot of success on 3rd downs, and you don't get it this time. But I think on 4th down, they can be just as effective.
3 receivers in the formation, all the far side. DeRosa is the back. Stahl fakes. Open man Smith. He's got it at the 15. Roberto Smith. Touchdown Washington and Jefferson. But there's a flag down at the 26-yard line, and it's currently being signaled an illegal man downfield. And a huge call against the Presidents as Smith was able to walk in, but it appears to be coming back. Here's Mike Brenner.
Ineligible receiver, number 70, downfield, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
And it's Grant Liefeld. As Alex, he was just too far downfield, and it might change the decision here for W&J.
And Roberto Smith just kind of leaks out, and the secondary just doesn't see him. And once you play it, you're going to see the safety commit, and then he's going to come in.
Yeah, there was Liefeld as well. That was downfield. So the punting unit is currently coming onto the field, but Devin Wyatt now has his hands up looking at the sideline. There's a ton of confusion. Play clock is at 0.
Game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
So back-to-back 5-yard penalties called against W&J. Delay of game the second after the ineligible man downfield. So it spots the ball at the 42. Presidents will punt. And a huge swift change with Smith being wide open, walking into the end zone, and now the punting unit giving it back to Case Western. They're showing pressure, trying to deliver the block. Wyatt gets it away. High kick with a fair catch called for at the 9. And Bo Wolf able to make it there. A 28-17 lead for W&J. A lot of football still remaining, and you can check out all of our real-time content and highlights at JRM Sports. You can find us on Twitter, on X, of course, on Instagram, and on YouTube at JRM Sports, wherever you find your social highlights. Shotgun for DeTilio, 2 receivers far side, tight end also on that side of the formation. 1 near side. Stack goes in motion towards the near side. DeTilio looks his way, delivers, incomplete, almost intercepted. Sam Coleman jumped the route, but just a step behind as Stack looked like he never even saw the football coming his way. Coleman, if he was just 1 step further, had a walk-in pick 6.
And that's such a dangerous play when W&J's sitting back and playing zone defense. Coleman's just playing that flat area. And once you throw that wheel route to Stack, you really have to throw it on time and just high enough over the corner. If you don't, that could have been a walk-in pick six, like you said, Austin, but gets very, very lucky. DeTilio just able to escape that turnover.
Will now line up Stack in the slot far side, but a timeout is called by Case Western Reserve. Greg Debelak calls one before 2nd down and 10, and that timeout might end up being costly later on in the game. We'll see if it does, but Mangino, the presidents are looking to try to close this one out and give Mike Sirianni his 200th career win. It would put him 248 overall in Washington.
Yeah, what's interesting about this, too, is that he would be in very rarefied air. There are only 5 other active coaches in all of NCAA football divisions 1, 2, and 3 that have at least 200 victories. So the question is, can you name the 5?
That's remarkable. Well, we know that Nick Saban is no longer coaching, so he would be out of the running. I immediately think of Dabo Swinney, but has he coached at Clemson long enough? The answer to that is probably no. We'll get back to Mangino in a moment. After 2nd down and 10 for DeTilio with Stack in motion on the far side. DeTilio will roll out that way. DeTilio takes off. And he picks up a good chunk. Make it 3rd and a little bit more manageable. All right, Alex, what are your guesses? I think, does Brian Kelly count because he was just fired by LSU? He spent a long time at LSU and at Notre Dame. Not that long at LSU, but Notre Dame and his other coaching stops.
Probably Dabo Swinney is someone that's the first that appears in my mind just because of how long he's been successful for. But like you said, I don't know if the years are there for it.
3rd and 2. DeTilio hands it off. Is it enough? Just back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing amounted on the carry for Waite. And it brings up 4th down. Case Western not able to take advantage of the penalty that was called on W&J to get the football back. They have to punt it away. We'll hear the answer from Mangino after the punt. There have to be some really successful D2 and D3 coaches that are not on the very top of our mind, Mangino, as timeout is called for by W&J. Each side having 2 remaining. Okay, who did we miss? Did we get any correct after the, well, I guess 2 names that we gave? There's been a lot of coaching changes and turmoil, especially this year in Division I.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you're right that there are some coaches you guys mentioned. Let's start off with Sherman Wood at Salisbury, though. He is in this list of top 200. Willie Fritz out of Houston is in the top 200. Okay. Casey Keel, he is a head coach at Temple. And Kirk Ferentz at Iowa. And Brian Kelly does count as one of those coaches in the top 5 of the 200 victories, because even though he's not at LSU right now, he's still an active coach, just looking for a new landing spot.
Fascinating. Great job on the trivia there, Mangino. Kirk Ferentz should have been so easy. He's been at Iowa since, I don't even know, a very long time. It's the punt. Rolls inside the 40, not a good kick, as Washington and Jefferson will take over. Great field position at the Case Western Reserve 39.
And I was thinking about a lot of Big Ten schools in my mind because they're just historic programs. And unfortunately, I did think about James Franklin for a second. But
he didn't win 200 games.
He didn't win 200 big games.
No, he lost 3 in a row for a team that was supposed to win the national championship this year. But this is not the Penn State Sports Hour. We can talk about that for hours, but it's Washington and Jefferson trying to continue on its PAC dynasty. It's one of the most accomplished teams in all Division III football, especially in the PAC. It's Peduzzi. On the quick pass, gaining 4. Washington and Jefferson has played football for 132 years. Overall, they are 794, 407, and 40. The third most wins all time in Division III football, 784. Here's your trivia question. Who has more wins? Give it to Sharp. He's able to gain a yard. Who has more wins all time than W&J? 794 is third all time in Division III.
In Division 3 or
in Division 3?
Oh, in Division 3. Wisconsin Whitewater? Is that one of them?
No, that is not. One has a very strong connection to Mike Sirianni.
Oh, Mount Union.
Mount Union's number 1 at 874. Wittenberg, too, at 807.
Yeah. How can I forget about the Purple Raiders? We've seen them dominate over a lot of years, especially when they played Grove City earlier this season.
Stahl steps up, escapes, scrambles, close to a first down. He's brought down at the 30. What was 3rd and 5, or inside 30 seconds in the quarter. It will bring up 4th down and a yard. Kobe DeRosa comes back out onto the field. Peduzzi comes off. They also bring Luke Edwards in. Going to go with 2 running back set. As Stahl, standing over on the sideline, might just let the quarter expire. The play clock was not even running. Because the differential is that they didn't need to snap it. So 4th down. Coming up next as we start the 4th.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair? Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
Waltz into the end zone for the touchdown.
Relive the best moments of the 2025 D3 college football season. Every highlight, every big play are now streaming on JRM Sports YouTube.
Touchdown! What a run!
In 2 weeks, D3 college football returns as the Bethany Bison visit the Allegheny Gators for our season finale. Saturday, November 15th at 1 p.m. Only on KDKA+.
In 2 weeks, we will be at Allegheny for the final regular season game of the year in the President's Athletic Conference. The Bethany Bison and the Allegheny Gators, 1 o'clock on KDKA+. One in Washington, 28-17. Battle for the conference. Washington and Jefferson trying to hold off Case Western Reserve, who's 4-1. President's 5-0, the only unbeaten team in the BAC. Looking to convert on 4th and 1. They will keep the offense out there. And Kobe DeRosa set to take the direct snap. But movement, what side will it be signaled on? Both sides are pointing in each other's directions. The initial impression from the line judge is that this is going to go against W&J. Mike Sirianni's well onto the field with the numbers, trying to argue the call, and now there's a discussion taking place at the 35. W&J first thought that it got Case Western Reserve to jump off sides. That's what DeRosa at least thought. He started jumping around and pointing.
And this is a big call here because it either gives the first down to the Presidents or backs them up to the point that they might have to think about punting it.
Critical call. Here it is.
Start 66 offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Called on Riley McCaw, and you saw the signal that was being directed to Mike Sirianni. Clearly not happy whatsoever about the call, was trying to fight it. And he was being ushered back to the sideline. Still can't believe it.
Now you got to send the punt unit out, and this game is getting closer and closer by the minute. Start of the fourth quarter. The Spartans only down by 11, and they're getting the ball back. And it seems like their offense has kind of been lit under fire on the last couple possessions, and they've really found their way to the end zone.
And it is a smaller component of the game, but we talked a lot about penalties. As Wyatt gets the punt away, and a fair catch is called for and taken at the 7-yard line. But Mike Sirianni said he didn't think the penalties would be an issue in this game. At least he hoped not. Well, there's now 2 drives in a row that could have resulted in drives continuing for his offense. One, a touchdown for Smith. The penalties forcing him to have to punt in both instances.
And both teams have honestly played a pretty clean game. And Coach Sirianni talked about those illegal men downfield. And in an RPO offense, it's just going to happen because he said, what do you want the linemen to do? Just not block? They have no idea who has the ball whenever they're trying to block, and sometimes they just creep upfield just expecting that the ball was handed off.
Big moment for Sam DiTilio, as he hands it off on first down. And a couple of yards there. Andy Kavcik on the carry. The sophomore back, who averages about 5 yards per carry on the season, was able to gain 3.
Kavcik and Lopez have really had a struggle today against this WJ front 7. And mostly that comes from number 30, and that's Brock Sherman, who's already leading the team in tackles and leading the team in tackles today as well. But they've done a great job of keeping that running game at bay and just forcing DiTilio to do everything, from running the football to even throwing the ball down the field, and really forced him to beat them.
On second down, DiTilio hands it off again. Nothing there. It's a loss of 2 yards. Kavcik had no room as Brock Sherman and Tyler Primrose converge in the backfield.
And right now you're just seeing a lot of these linebackers for W&J just having free reign, but it's also been the defensive line and what they've been able to do. When you're only rushing 4 and you're able to get TFLs and sacks, it really makes your defense play a lot easier and not have to complicate things too much when they know they can get home with only 4 down linemen.
And Joey Lacey, who's been playing well in this game, also in there on the stop as DiTilio faces 3rd down and 9. W&J brings the pressure. DiTilio tries to scramble. DiTilio throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Just had to get it away, and just like it did on its past drive, with Case Western Reserve backed up in its own end, the Spartans are forced to punt, and they go 3 and out.
For the Spartans, the defense does the job, but the offense just can't get anything started in this fourth quarter. There's really just nothing downfield. And this pass rush has just been really, really difficult on this Case Western Reserve offensive line.
Volumino has to backtrack, and it takes a very favorable bounce as he takes it off a couple of hops. Volumino, with 4 Case Western defenders chasing him, is taken out at the 37. In 2 weeks, we will be at Allegheny for the regular season finale of our President's Athletic Conference Game of the Week. 1 p.m., the Bethany Bison and the Allegheny Gators doing battle on KDKA+. 28-17, 13:04 remaining. Still a lot of time in the game. 3 in the backfield for Stahl. They give it to DeRosa. And he's able to gain 4. It's been pretty consistent, Alex, for W&J in this game, with DeRosa consistently, him and Sharp churning away 4 yards. They've gone away from it a little bit in the second half, but you also have to credit Case Western Reserve for doing a better job up front. The defensive line with Riley and Swarm especially making more plays. Same formation on second down. Stahl to throw this time. Flushed out near side. Stahl tucks and runs, and he tiptoes his way for a loss of 2 yards. I'll mark him at the 40. Down and 8.
And like you said, Austin, this defensive line really struggled at the beginning in the first half, but they've really stepped it up so far in the third and even into this fourth quarter. Just getting that initial push and not letting them run for 3 times in a row and getting the first down, but forcing Kellen Stahl to make throws and even escape the pocket.
3 receivers in the pattern. Also Roberto Smith near side, standing right behind Elijah Staub, the 6'3" offensive lineman. With Stahl having all day scrambling room. Stahl is not going to get there. Brought down by Daniel King. Good open field tackle by King, as Stahl was only able to gain 4 and get halfway there, and the punting unit's coming back on.
And that's why King is such a big player in this defense. And he just does a good job of not letting Kellen Stahl get outside of him. And that's a great low tackle, wrapping around the ankles and just not letting him get anywhere else.
Devin Wyatt to punt it away. Bo Wolf back. It seems like we just keep trading possession for possession, 3 and out for 3 and out. Back and forth with field position. As Wyatt gets it away, was pressure applied, and it bounces favorable. W&J roll as well inside the 20. It will be spotted at the 17. And it's going to take Case Western Reserve needing a long scoring drive. Still 11 minutes left. Don't have to go away from your running game, but they've not been able to get Kavsik and Lopez into a rhythm. It's been DeTilio with the quarterback runs, whether they be design scrambles or not, that have been their best attack. They line up with 2 receivers, far side, 2 near side. Kavsik is the back. On a quick throw. Down the sideline, Wolf. But he only gains 3. Very similar to a running play, just get it out of the hands quick. Joey Lacey pushes him out. Marked as 2nd down and 6. Both teams have 2 timeouts. Empty backfield for DeTilio. Extra man on the rush. It's caught by Caldwell. It's a simple slant route for Caldwell, close to a first down. DeTilio had to deliver that one quickly. Brock Sherman was coming on the blitz.
DeTilio felt that pressure early, and he knew that everybody was coming, which was going to leave a little bit of room for Caldwell right over the football. But he was able to deliver just in time before Sherman got to him. That's a great catch by Caldwell, making this 3rd down just a little bit easier. And they've gone 3 and out quite a few times in the last couple of possessions, and they just really need to pick up some sort of first down.
9 seconds on the play clock. They have to break the huddle. Greg Devilak is walking down the sideline signaling a timeout. He calls it. That has to be a frustrating timeout
out of the half.
Case Western Reserve, as they took a while to get the play into the huddle.
This will be a full media
3rd down and 1. The WJ trying to fire him up, looking for a big stop. And a 28-17 game. We're going to get loud in Washington.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Students come to Westminster with goals as unique as we are. Some know the career we want, like Jahim, who's going to be a physical therapist. Some know the major we want, like Tori, a double major in marketing and math. And for some, the goal is figuring it out, like Mia, who found a great fit and exciting career path as a psychology major. But no matter how we get here, we all graduate the same way, ready to succeed. Westminster College. Real experiences, real success.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Waltz into the end zone with a touchdown.
Relive the best moments of the 2025 D3 college football season. Every highlight, every big play are now streaming on JRM Sports YouTube.
Touchdown! What a run! Here we go on 3rd down and 1. Case Western Reserve with Kavsik the back. Attilio lines up in pistol to start. Attilio keeps. Attilio looks downfield, has a man, but it's in and out of the hands of Dylan Cave. Incomplete. Coleman once again with the coverage. And the punt team returns 3 consecutive 3-and-outs for Case Western Reserve. But Alex says there was a time to do it. I feel like this might be the time we see a fake punt.
But at this point, I mean, WJ kind of feels like the same way that you're talking right now, and they leave their defense out on the field and do a little bit of a safe punt protection just in case they try to do it.
They get it away. It's a good kick, taking another solid bounce that Volumino will just let spin towards them to the 32. So it's been 3 plays, punt, 3 plays, punt, 3 plays, punt, 3 plays, punt. There's still 9:24 left. I feel like we've seen a lot more football than is what's come off the clock, as there's a flag that is now thrown at the 33. As the defense is on the field for Case Western, WJ doesn't have his offense out there. And what might this be in terms of change in field position? Mike Sirianni is talking to Angelo Volumino and yelling at him for something. Did Volumino say something as he ran off the field? Still being discussed.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 23, 15-yard penalty. That's his first towards disqualification.
And Volumino clearly said something that cost him 15 yards. So Volumino, the punt returner, who's a veteran, just lets it go, and he'll be on the... He's right there in the middle of the field. And as he is starting to walk off the field, he said something
to the main official.
Yeah.
And he throws the flag immediately. And you kind of think he's letting the ref know he missed some calls or said something. That's a huge swing. It's so unnecessary at this point in the game.
And there's again penalties hurting W&J, as on the first play, it's a loss of a yard for DeRosa. It'll back him up now, 2nd down and 11. If you're W&J, you think that the Presidents are already back in their formation. You'd think they'd want to take the clock down a little bit more to maybe around 5-7 seconds. They snap it with 17, though, to try to shorten this game as Stahl delivers, and at the tight window, McCosco is able to grab it. Great throw, great catch. And it gains 12 yards.
And they're not even trying to waste on any clock, and instead of even running the ball, they're just going to throw it because of how much success they've had throwing the ball recently. Stahl in rhythm, that comeback route to McCosco, just throw it high enough just that he's the only receiver that can catch that ball. And now they're going to take their time a little bit and run down some clock after they get that big first down after the penalty.
Yeah, that one first down that seemingly was really hard for both sides to be able to grab in the last 25 minutes of real time. DeRosa trying to get wide. Gets away. DeRosa is pushed forward for a first down. Kobe DeRosa gains 11 of the 39.
DeRosa able to just plow ahead for that first down again and stay in bounds and let that clock keep rolling. And they've had so much success today with the run game. It's a perfect time to just keep using it.
How about Roberto Smith out there as one of the lead blockers? He's done a good job with Drew Maley, the freshman from Parma Heights, Ohio, not able to go, who has stepped in as a first-year guy and has made an impact in the offense, but it's Smith, the veteran, getting the job done. DeRosa gets pulled backwards. Daniel King in on the tackle with Tim Ganakis.
And there's so many playmakers on this defense, and King is just one of the few and one of the many that you see in the white jerseys. And it's just surprising that they've given up so many yards so far today, but there's a lot of playmakers that can make something happen. They're just waiting for WJ to just give them an opportunity.
7 minutes left in the half. Stahl delivers for Peduzzi, just too high and incomplete. Chukwucha on the coverage. Step for step with John Peduzzi to bring up third down.
Like you said, Austin, Chukwucha just doing a great job all day long, and they've really tried to avoid him. They've been trying to throw away from him a lot. But Kellen Stahl just can't resist when he sees Peduzzi open in the field. Just a little bit out in the reach, and Kellen Stahl was visibly upset about that and just wished he could have that one back.
Case Western Reserve only with one timeout left. 6:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Down by 2 scores. Clock is coming an issue for them, but whistles before the snap.
Prior to the snap, charge timeout, Washington and Jefferson. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So now W&J has one left, and it's a 30-second timeout. W&J leads the all-time series 14-10. The last time that Case Western Reserve has won at Washington and Jefferson came on October 6th of 1984, when they won 34-16 here. It's the 25th meeting since the merger of Case Institute of Technology and Western Reserve University. How about that? 2 universities coming together.
And also it's interesting to note that how close the series has been. Like you said, 14-10, but that huge of a drought for Case Western on the road. You don't really see that too often.
No, it's because the series wasn't around for a while as well before Case Western Reserve re-entered the PAC. Mike Sirianni is 5-3 against Case Western Reserve. Coach Debelak 3-5 on the flip side of it, and it brings up third down and 7. And in motion towards the near side. Stahl looks to throw under pressure, just too high for Smith. Kellen Stahl took a big hit as Daniel King collapsed in on him, and it forces a punt.
And the Spartans just hanging around right now. And once you give this team just enough opportunities, eventually they're going to take advantage of it. And just too far out of Roberto Smith's hands. I don't know. Case Western Reserve just needs some big play to bring them right back in this game, only down 2 scores.
They definitely need that big play. Where are they going to potentially able to get it? Wyatt is able to get away and delivers a low kick that's taken at the 30-yard line. And Wolf approaches the 40. Wyatt must have really thought that there was a chance that punt was blocked and tried to get it away Aussie style as he rolled out to the far side. He started to take off as if he was going to fake it. He had nothing but open room if he decided to run.
He definitely could have taken that, and that's that rugby-style kick that you have the option to run if you really don't see anybody in front of you, and he evades that first rusher, and no one else followed after that.
First and 10 at the 39 for DeTilio. Looks to throw. DeTilio near side has an open man. Pass is caught. Stack breaks off one tackle. Stack still going as he approaches midfield. He's going to be just close enough to pick up a first down. He gains 10, and we send it down to Mangino.
Interesting series of plays on that last drive by W&J where they were working the clock down as far as they could and then throwing the ball and stopping the clock in effect.
Nothing but open running room for DeTilio as he takes a big hit at the 30-yard line, but he's able to pick up a solid chunk and move the chains, Mangino.
Yeah, great play there by the quarterback, but it is interesting how things continue to develop in this game so far. It's a battle of back and forth, and you think that Sirianni's feeling pretty comfortable, but not as much as he did just a little while ago, only holding on to an 11-point lead, and now with Case Western driving for a score.
Yeah, Spartans are threatening. Pass was incomplete to Caldwell Jr. It bounced to him. A 20-plus yard pickup for DeTilio on the scramble. Leading rusher for the Spartans, continuing to get it done on the ground. Kavcik is the back on second down. W&J brings Brock Sherman, extra man on the rush. Thrown downfield, no one there, it's just Volumino. But incomplete, thrown out of bounds. As it was intended for Cave, but Cave broke off the route and it was just Volumino that had to play on the ball.
Definitely some miscommunication between DeTilio and Cave, but DeTilio cannot be more lucky that that ball was just out of bounds because it looked like Angelo Volumino was going to go catch a fly ball out in the outfield because of how high that ball was up in the air.
Volumino, who has 13 passes defended this year to lead the PAC, is tied for third in Division III in that category, a 3-year starter. On 3rd and 10, the false start. To back up the Spartans another 5 yards.
False start, 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Called on Owen Meyer, the right tackle, from Thomas Jefferson.
You start to think that maybe it's time to kick a field goal again and just not really focus on getting that first down, but getting enough yards that you feel comfortable to send your kicker out there and potentially make it a one-score game.
On 3rd and 15. 3 receivers far side, 1 near side. It's Caldwell. Cave goes in motion towards the formation. Pass thrown and completed, but just for a short gain to Cave. He was immediately hit by DeRubo. And a timeout called by Case Western Reserve.
Man, you can't say enough
Charge,
about Dante
timeout.
DeRubo.
Case Western Reserve, this will be a 30-second timeout.
30-second timeout, and Alex, with them taking that timeout, you know they're going to go for it here.
And that's that big man hit by DeRubo, but man, at this point in the game, 4th down and long, you really don't have much to lose because, I mean, you're kind of banking on your defense bailing you out anyway.
You'd be talking about a 51, 52-yard field goal for Gabriel Petrozzi, and he did hit a 50-yarder last week against Teal. The all-time record at Case Western Reserve is 51, so you know he has the leg for it. Greg Devilak said it was kind of a wobbling kick. It definitely wasn't pretty, but it got the job done. But a field goal would make it an 8-point game. So you would need a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Clock not on your side with 5:33.
And no timeouts.
And no timeouts left. The only chance they have to stop it is at the 2-minute timeout. So Case Western Reserve will go. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side. Kavcik is the back, and the pistol for DeTilio. Will they bring the pressure? Antoine Smith might have jumped offside, but he got back. There's no snap. Kavcik now to the right of DeTilio, who drops back. DeTilio steps up, delivers. Pass is incomplete. It's out of the hands of Will Stack, who looked like he had enough for a first down. Went right to the sticks, saw, turned for the football, was right there, but he dropped it.
And like you said, Austin, Stack just gets the first down yardage that you need. That's just great defensive play.
Yeah, Rudy Morris.
And Rudy Morris just playing through the ball. But, man, this defense has really shown today that they've really improved from the first couple weeks of the season. And if you're Case Western Reserve, you just look at that play, and that could have been the play that swung this game back towards them.
Yeah, that was a good play by Rudy Morris to break that ball up, where he thought Stack had it at first, but Morris definitely affected the play. As they will hand it off, it's Sharp. And Sharp cuts up field. Flag thrown, though, at the very end of the play. Let's see if this might bring it back. Clock stops at 5:20. A player down for Case Western Reserve as well. It's Daniel King. Currently grabbing at his left side, right around his shoulder. He's tapping at his shoulder.
Holding, number 4, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
They get Joey DiSabato.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
And King is able to stand up, but still holding. Left side area by his upper shoulder. So 5:20 left. It's first down and 18 after the penalty.
But with the penalty, you kind of just let Case Western have a chance of getting the ball back. And you had a lot going with your run game if you're W&J, but now you're kind of forcing yourself to pass the ball at some point during this drive. But W&J sends out their jumbo package, has all 3 running backs in the game.
DeRosa, Sharp, and Edwards. As they will hand it off to DeRosa, who has some space. DeRosa tiptoes his way to the 30. He's able to gain 4.
And this is where those timeouts kind of come back to haunt you, because now you have no ability to stop the clock. But if you do get the ball, you're going to have a little bit of time to make something work. It's just you're probably just going to have to go for an onside kick at some point.
Yeah, if you're not able to convert, then those timeouts end up, with hindsight, not looking like they amounted to ultimately what the ultimate goal was, of course, of being able to convert. And now you can't stop it with DeRosa moving ahead for a couple. Still not back to the original line of scrimmage. He only gains 2 to the 32. Four minutes left. One timeout left for W&J. None remaining for Case Western Reserve. 10 on the play clock. They're really taking their time walking up to the line. Now with 5. Stahl gets it away. It's a Sharp, who's able to gain 2 yards. And the punt unit will come onto the field. 12th man, not necessarily pleased by that, but at this point, if you're W&J, you just kind of have to let the clock continue to roll off and continue playing as strong defensively as you have.
And that's just been the philosophy at this point. And you do have the luxury of the 2 possessions that you're up right now. You know that Case Western Reserve has had a really tough time moving the ball down the field, and they also don't have any more timeouts.
So Devin Wyatt to punt. High snap, he gets it away. It's a low kick that Wolf will let take a couple of hops. He will not pick it up. Now he backpedals, and it is finally down by Al McNelly, the long snapper, number 51. 2:40. Still to go. If you're Case Western Reserve, you really want to find a way to try to score before the 2-minute timeout. You're going to have to score an onside kick if you score. Going to have to kick it, just the best chance to get the ball back, because no timeouts, no other way that you can. They'll start at the 24. with Gavsick the back. 2 receivers far side, 2 near side. Detilio steps up, tries to get away. He'll run for it, and he's dragged down by Aiden Thomas after a gain of about 3. They go quickly to the line. Similar formation. Detilio delivers low and incomplete. It hopped to Gavsick and stopped the clock with 2:20.
You're in a bad spot here for the Spartans, and they just, at some point, they're just going to have to take a shot down the field. You don't really have the luxury of the time to just sustain a long drive and really go underneath and throw the ball inside 10 yards. At some point, they're going to have to let one loose.
Still in the huddle with 15 on the play clock. They break it for 3rd and 7. They send Wolf in motion to the far side. Detilio under pressure. Gets hit, bounces off of the hit from Kadosh Harris, is still going. Detilio past the 25-30, still going, and is finally brought down. There is a flag down as Brock Sherman made the tackle. Flag is at the 23-yard line.
Seems like they might get him on a sideline warning. The W&J coach is telling everyone to back up.
But the offense is currently the ones backing up. Looks like it's going to go up against Case Western Reserve.
Illegal shift. 2 men move.
So 2 men were moving for the Spartans. And will make it 3rd down and long as Detilio had a Herculean effort to be able to get away and continue the drive, but the penalty will move them back 3rd down and long. 3 far side, 1 near side. Detilio under pressure. Detilio can't get away this time, and the ball comes out. Kadosh Harris picks it up and seals the game for Washington and Jefferson. Kadosh Harris couldn't get there on the last play. He gets there this time on the sack, the forced fumble, the fumble recovery. You got it all. We've reached the 2-minute timeout. Presidents looking for win number 200 in Mike Sirianni's career.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next-door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Pursue your calling at Grove City College.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
Mike Sirianni watching on as his team can just take a knee in a 2-score game. 28-17, the Presidents are going to walk away with a victory. Kellen Stahl. Victory formation with Peduzzi and McCosco surrounding him. The Washington and Jefferson Presidents are going to move to 6-2 overall. The 2 losses in non-conference play to start the year. They started off 0-2, but Sirianni said, don't panic to the team. The goals that we have are still all in front of us. And they're now 6-0 in conference play. As the Presidents have 2 games remaining, it's going to come down to a huge matchup next week against Geneva. The Golden Tornadoes, one more, Sirianni saying, before they clinch a championship. They try to go back-to-back. This would be outright after last year was a share with Carnegie Mellon and Grove City. W&J at 6-0 in the conference. Geneva 5-1 in the conference. Presidents, this is going to be a 6-game winning streak. Geneva, a 3-game winning streak. Gino DeMarco, a storybook end to his career in his 33rd year. Will it end up clinching a share of the conference championship? Or, I mean, you beat W&J, you have it outright with the tiebreaker. Presidents take a knee. And Mike Sirianni has won his 200th career game, a record-setting milestone at Washington and Jefferson. The 5th longest tenured head coach in Division III football, the 6th active coach, regardless of the level, Division I, Division II, Division III, to win 200 career games. The Presidents win 6 in a row, and Sirianni is on his way to potentially another PAC Coach of the Year award, would be his 9th.
And Coach Sirianni playing for him for 4 years, he just does everything right. He does so much study during the week. He really prides himself on practicing correctly. And then it just shows up in the games, and you just see how much success he's had. And 200 wins, he just says that it's just because he's been around for a long time, but I also think it's the preparation and the attention to detail he shows on a weekly basis.
And he also got the Gatorade bath at the very end, too. On a cold night. And that's a good reason to be just a little bit colder to celebrate 200. And an incredible accomplishment. 248, an 806 winning percentage. You just don't see it happen. And they've been the class of the PAC for a long time at W&J. A great performance as well by Kobe DeRosa on the ground. 2 rushing touchdowns and the 28-17 victory, and he's standing by with Robert Mangino.
Thank you very much, Kobe. What a game. Tell me about your performance today. What did you see out there? The running game was just so important.
They came very prepared, and a lot of our passing game really wasn't working, so our coaches said we had to run the ball, and that's exactly what we did.
2 touchdowns, big performance on the ground, and win number 200. What does this mean to you guys as a team to be able to get number 200 for Coach Sirianni?
It's very important for us. I mean, we play for him every week. He puts a lot of energy and a lot of time into us, so we do the same for him.
Some days it's about throwing the ball all over the place. Today it's about running the ball as well as you guys did, you and your partner in the backfield.
Yeah, we just come every week. We work hard. We know our time's going to come, especially when they come prepared and they know what we're going to run. We just got to be able to run the ball and respond to that.
Congratulations on being player of the game.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go find Coach Sirianni here in a moment.
Yeah, Coach Sirianni is currently being honored at midfield. Mangino is being presented a commemorative football for his 200th career victory at W&J in his 23rd season. And he's joined by the captains.
Ultimate, congrats to the Presidents for the team's 6th straight victory.
And he receives the game ball as well, and is now bringing the team with him close to where he's standing on the field with the game ball. And I think he's presenting it to his dad. Cool moment for the Sirianni family.
Coach, real quick, Coach. I'll get you right back.
Oh, Mangino's trying to track him down.
It's important to you. You said to us during the week that 200 is not what matters, but a little emotion here right now.
Oh, because my dad, I mean, my brother and I get a lot of credit, but he's the one that taught us how to coach. And, you know, we were little kids diving over Walter Payton over dummies at his coaching practice. Other kids were doing whatever, playing Nintendo. We weren't doing that. So he's the reason that we're all, my brothers and I are coaches, and he deserves that. So, but we're worried about 201 now. 201. That won't clinch us a playoff berth against a great friend of mine, Gino DeMarco, who I respect more than any coach I've coached against. We need to get 201. Then we'll celebrate.
And 201 means playoffs.
Means playoffs. That's why 201 is the most important.
All right, Coach. Congratulations. I'll get back with the team. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
200th victory for Mike Sirianni, and he hands the football over to his dad, Fram. Really cool moment for the family that has accomplished so much. Nick, of course, winning the Super Bowl last year with the Eagles, and you even heard he hint to that a little bit as well. But it's win number 201 that he is most looking forward to trying to get next week at Geneva against the Golden Tornadoes in a win and take it for the President's Athletic Conference. If the Presidents win it, they win the conference. They go to the NCAA playoffs. And it would be a monumental victory, a monumental streak for the Presidents to be able to continue rolling in the conference and find a way to get back to the playoffs. That's their path. We're going to do so next week. Thanks to everyone and our great SIDs here, Shea Stanton at Washington and Jefferson, and everyone at Case Western Reserve that helped us get ready for this broadcast as well, and our incredible JRM video production crew. Jake Mislivchik and everyone inside the production truck. For Robert Mangino and Alex Terrett, I'm Austin Bechtold saying so long from Cameron Stadium, where the Presidents continue their Prez pride, 28-27, and the pride in Mike Sirianni with win number 200 in his W&J career.